initiative roll, they're not that high. Everyone else is not that high either. What the fuck happened here, guys?
I mean, when there's this many people, initiative
Boom. We're going live. Hello. Of course, I have forgotten to pop the thing out. Whoop. Whoop. Hello and welcome to High Road. Now featuring music. Hi, Sparrow. Welcome. Welcome to a tale of adventure and danger. Hello, Sally. Hello. So, last time on High Road, I'm going to adjust all of our little faces so that the boxes are right. We've got 2 more friends to switch. Okay, everyone's where they go. Okay, hello, friends. Last time on High Road, we found ourselves wondering why the music wouldn't start. Last time on High Road, the party engaged in a pitched naval battle across a channel on the western edge of DEADCREST Island, facing off against blood magic empowered pirates known as the Grail Pirates. One of their top 3 captains has turned traitors and joined the party due to a relationship with a certain deity's birth that is common to a party member. And another has just been defeated. Powerful Kraken attacked, and the party has defeated it. Or it's running away barely alive and will probably die. Grace the Golden, the last of the 3 major crew members, is running away. Or rather, running towards the fight herself. And now we find ourselves on the cusp of quite a bit of action, because she alone holds the eponymous Grail, and the pirates must serve the Master of the Grail if they are to continue their unnatural lifespans through the blood magic rituals. So, it all comes down to this. There's no running away or delaying. They gotta, one side or the other has to win the Grail, and Grace does not seem to be about to run away. So, I'm gonna have to probably refresh this page. But, yeah, that is what happened last time on High Road, and we find ourselves thrust into the brink. Barrow is using oil pastels. Soap scum. Why I avoid the less reputable soap. Otherwise, I would have to deal with the sum of the scope. The sum of the scum of the soap, I should say. Alright. Sorry, my, browser's being stupid. Not loading or doing things it's supposed to.
So Darren, the gist of what happened last time is the Kraken went and attacked the fair trade and shoot, I forgot her name already. Drowned Tyler's ship, and Seku came in on the fair trade 2.0. But you know, fixed with his blood magic.
It has now been unfixed.
Yes, it is now sinking in the water.
Alright, loaded.
Our tentative plan was to use the bag of holding because we had some insight that we might be able to take the Grail away from them temporarily if it was in a different dimension. So the plan was to use the bag of holding and steal the Grail before Seku died. And unfortunately, Seku went down hilariously enough too quickly, and the Grail instantly disappeared from his grasp, and we are all assuming that Grace now has it.
Indeed.
So now we have to deal with
I thought you had the ability to banish shit.
That's people, not objects.
Oh.
So-
I don't know, is the Grail consider a person?
No.
We find ourselves back to the thrilling embrace of battle. Tento.
So sorry, real quick. The other major thing that happened, Kraken obviously is pissed at our side and not their side. Kraken went after Tyla and Lonnie specifically, and it came to the point where Lonnie was going to buy us time by doing polymorph tricks. But unfortunately, a few bad rolls and an unfortunate circumstance got her eaten, and Zion was able to,
Say eat.
yeah.
The
Swallow
summary here
whole.
is that we are about to, like, the Kraken is almost dead and we're fighting it.
It's
And
okay. We
Grace is
found
on
out
the
I
way.
could fit in the bag of holding.
We did.
What? I don't.
So
Out of all the things you just told me, that one is like the what? WTF? What do you mean?
it is unironically the Tento Turnto.
Okay, can you remind me what blind does exactly? Like what?
You can't see shit.
Okay.
If you click on your token,
And-
you'll see that.
I presume
I see that.
disadvantage on attacks.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
that
but you
just
do have
like-
to have some reason that you are aware of what you're shooting at.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And,
it is
um,
disadvantage, strictly speaking, mechanically. I
How am I blinded?
The Kraken did a magic poison ink attack. Got most of us.
Okay, give me 1 second.
But for all intents and purposes, you have all of your gear plus more.
So I'm guessing that my cloth belt didn't do anything to negate this effect.
I forgot about your cloth belt.
The bell appears to purify any liquids consumed or touching the person wearing it. Is this okay? Lee, does the belt do anything to help me against this poison?
Oh, were you poisoned by? Wait. So it's ink in your fucking eyes. So I would say no.
Well, the belt specifies touching.
Huh. I mean, like, I guess the question is, like, what does it mean to have purified ink? I'll give it to you, though. I'll say it's easier to wipe out of your eyes. I'll let you wipe it out of your eyes as, like, a bonus action.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna say it doesn't purify salt water. I'm assuming we're in salt water, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll pick up my water skin and definitely just like splash my eyes. So.
Alright. One splash later, you're clean and clear.
Okay, cool. I can see again. Okay. What do we? Where is Grace exactly? I don't see her on the map.
Not on the map, on their way to the far south. Off the map.
Okay. So, our main objective right now is just to get rid of whatever Grail Pirate we can.
So, all allied girl pirates are still allied. All enemy girl pirates have more or less surrendered
Oh, yeah.
because Seiku's dead.
Sorry. Yeah.
At least on the map. So our only quote-unquote target is the Kraken and Grace, and I forgot how many turns that is going to arrive in.
You Grace the Gold and their crew on the far side of, like, a channel. So you have at least a turn or two to deal with the Kraken. Kraken is trying to run, though, so you might have, like, This might be your shot before it gets a significant distance away.
Okay, gotcha, heard. Do we notice any sort of weaknesses the Kraken might have?
You haven't uncovered any vulnerabilities, but you know that it is immune to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, and also immune to lightning and the paralyzed and frightened conditions.
Lightning and frightened condition. How do we find out it was immune to lightning? Oh, so I'm
Shooting
probably
while lightning.
shot
I think
at
I
it.
let someone make a good roll. Anyway,
We did spread far about the Kraken before coming. Or I guess it's Krakens in general.
Okay. Sorry, Lee. I need to think about this.
okay.
Or use my bonus action. So I guess I am just shooting at it. Alright. I will fire at this guy.
Oh, also your resistance to radiant for an hour. And it's
What?
been I forgot how many turns it's been. It's been 10 rounds.
Requires one. What the fuck do you mean requires one? Requires one what? What do you... Here we go.
What are you trying to do?
Okay.
All right.
Hey!
Boom! A powerful beam of light strikes the target.
If only someone was a little bit closer, I could get sneak attack off that.
Delivering a devastating blow to the Kraken. Zzz.
Lee, how retroactive can I do serendipity in battle?
Not something that happened last session, but something I'd let you do it to what he just did.
Alright. So you already got an at 20, but this gives you advantage for one attack.
Fulfill sneak attack.
Rocked, as they say. Yeah. Serendipitously, its head wears out of the water in pain.
And you roll that one more time, right?
I don't think it gives you advantage on the damage.
So it depends on which rule sets we want to do. If we're using free 2024, you get to roll that twice.
Really?
Current 2024, you cannot.
What?
They changed
I
sneak
thought-
attack in the 2024.
I thought I remember rolling double dice
Oh,
for a sneak
well,
attack for a
sure.
crit before, but
That's why crit was
up to you.
rogues and.
Oh wait,
paladins are
shit!
so
I thought you
strong.
meant advantage. Yes, you was a crit. Roll twice.
Okay,
Sorry. I really misunderstood that. Sorry, I'm asleep at the wheel here.
that is 31.
Yeah, holy shit!
So it's 63
That you feel like
damage.
that last bit of sneak attack is about as much hit points as the Kraken has left total. All right,
Boom, headshot.
Keiko is busy getting the crew under control and getting the boat away. So
Real quick, how tall is this ship, and could I get back up on it?
yeah, that's a thing that was really nice having just in the game, wasn't it? When we knew all those things and they were all inherently set. But shame about updates. You can get up it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I'll use all my movement to like climb back up.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's good. I was just curious. Thank you.
No, it's I feel you. It's just like, God, so much work ruined when like all such questions could have been easily answered in like 2 seconds, but now it's like
It's like when Windows updates, it just like sort of breaks everything for
Yeah,
no reason.
it's actually become much harder to program enemies now as well in a way that really sucks.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, like attacks.
I
and
didn't think
damage.
an update could break it that much, but I guess it did.
The TLDR
An
is
update on fundamental.
the
locations
TLDR is
of
that other
resources.
Foundry users, I don't mean to like take time away from sessions, other Foundry users keep clamoring for full automation of 5e inside of Foundry, such that literally everything that can be done in 5e would be achieved via a button click. To do that, they have to keep making the menus even more sophisticated and making more sub-menus. I contend they probably didn't need to put where the damage area is in the damage calculation under 2 different submenus, but that's what the programmer said, and I mean, hey, I don't program sheets, so I don't fucking know. But, yeah, I'm gonna stop complaining now. It is Lonnie's turn.
I'm
Wait, is the Kraken dead or just
no, it's
very
got
close?
about that much. It's got about as much as the last hit's damage left in it.
Go AFK for a sec.
Overkill, cast on.
I guess I will. This is 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, I'll cast Beacon of Hope. Oh wait, no, never mind. I have to choose the targets within beforehand. Never mind. I'm just gonna fucking cure wounds myself normally.
Any swimming or similar?
Let's just go ahead and use this one. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? I'm right-clicking and saying to apply healing.
Oh, and it's not doing it?
Oh, because apparently
giving
when
it
it's
damage?
healing, it reverses everything.
That sounds like one
Fuck,
of
what
the
was
new-
I at before?
Probably one of the new menu updates, I'm sorry. There's 18 points of key.
Well,
I remember you being low, like orange bar level, but I can't remember a number, I'm sorry. If you control Z, does it undo?
No.
Damn. Hashtag roll 20 advantage, I suppose.
That actually might be something you can do, Dean.
Um,
If anyone, you would be able to.
and it's only gonna reset my actions. Casey,
I had more than 18 health initially. I'm just gonna set it to, cause I applied it twice because I thought I hit apply damage. Well, I thought I misclicked and hit apply damage. Apparently that's what you're supposed to hit when it's actually healing. So I guess I'm just gonna attack on like 4 more hit points. Does that sound fair?
yeah, no, sure. And I mean, I would be even like, if you think you had more than that, go up to maybe even a third of your max and just call it. It's unfortunate that the foundation.
I don't think I had that much. Like I could probably find out if I scroll through the logs, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I can do that in between turns. I just need to
But for now, we'll call
check
it.
if I.
And do you have any bonus actions or similar?
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking find how much I have of the resource left.
The foe squirms beforehand, spitting ink and blood and crying out. Desperate to dive below the waves amidst the assault from the party's attacks, you can smell charred seafood, fresh on the limb, still bleeding.
Okay, yeah, that's it for me. Time to go find out how much healing was done before. So yeah, Camacho.
So can I do my turn?
Yep.
All right. I forgot to take this off last time, but I did heal myself, so bleeding should be gone. Or does magical healing not count for recovering from bleeding?
Yeah, I still see the splatter on you, even though I saw a minus bleed. So I'll just take it on faith that it's off. And we'll find a way to clear your token later.
I only see the bloodied and the half cover icon. The half cover was for
that's
resistance.
the bloodied icon. I'm so silly. Yeah, we're good.
All right. So Kraken not gone yet. Fortunately, I took off Hex. I don't have that anymore. Oops, did not mean to press spacebar.
Suddenly, you fucking attack on Titan,
use
grapple into
whatever.
them and zoom in. I have to hit the core.
Yeah, he used the clutch claw. And now he's about to do burst.
20 feet. God. There we go. 30 feet of movement. I have a swim speed, and I'm going to point with the pokey stick and do Staff of Brine Health.
I know you meant
And,
like poking, but I imagine it's like a Pokemon.
Zion and Lonnie.
You can't
wait.
see us.
Wait, why can't I see you? Are
Ethereal.
you guys still
We're
ethereal?
in the ethereal, yeah.
You're still ethereal? Okay, then I don't know where you
We
guys are.
just got into ethereal.
Also, you can't see me at all. I'm in the
Yeah.
bag.
Oh, you're still okay. I did not remember that you were still in the bag. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm just in the pocket dimension looking at Zion stuff, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna heal.
I am still gonna do that for myself then.
By far the most shocking thing that you told me about this summary. That Lonnie is just chilling in a bag of holding. Does that mean Tento can fit in a bag of holding then?
Yeah. I
Are you
Did I?
more than 2 feet wide?
Did I just see Lonnie heal instead of myself? No. Wait. I'm so
Do
confused.
you count my backpack or do you not
Any
count
other
my
actions,
backpack?
Kabancho?
No, that was me. Sorry. Those are the 2 hit dice that I'm spending. And then with the Staff of Brine Health, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on the Kraken.
Yeah.
Does an 18
Wait.
hit?
Yes,
Can
it
you
does.
breathe? Oh my gosh.
Does a nat 20 hit?
Yep.
For both or just the
Yes,
20?
both. Sorry,
No, the 20 doesn't hit.
I think
Yeah.
we'd be way
Oh,
off
muted.
Yeah.
if that was the
Oh my
case.
god, down at
19.
0 gaming.
Ooh.
Perfect amount. Immaculate.
Perfect amount.
The
Hey,
immaculate
did
Eldritch
we get
Conception.
calamari?
Wrong holiday to
Nah, I
have that
think
on, Shin.
is this like
This is the day you should have come back to life. Alright.
this is like laning in League and like I tried to get the last hit but then like a mage minion got the last hit instead.
Damn.
Damn, what a roundabout way to call Kabancho a creep. So, for the final blast, its head explodes, its eldritch energy rips it apart. You all feel a strange, ooh, well, maybe not the people in the ethereal plane, but like everybody else feels this strange sucking out of life from the water, and a weird calmness and energy to nature that just wasn't there before. As the, other ship crashes down into the water and feels almost like a placidness overtakes the waters as the Kraken dies and the magic of its domain recedes.
Are you telling the Kraken have domain expansion? What are you talking about?
We're in its lair.
So, You guys, I'm going to suspend initiative order, but understand that you only have, like, you know, moments. I will, however, put up an initiative order just to, like, ensure that I ask everybody what they're up to in, like, a logical fashion. So I don't forget anybody.
Tento went missing.
Did you put yourself under someone?
I don't think
You-
so.
I think his token got deleted.
If you have yourself selected and you start to do other things with your keyboard, like, stuff's gonna happen. So be really sure if you're tabbing around that you deselect Tento before you do anything else.
Well, I didn't know something. Sorry, this
good.
never happened before.
Yeah, I feel like it's happened.
There I
before,
am.
So,
There I am. So I was looking around. I was like, where the fuck did
so
Tento
this
go?
isn't. Bearing in mind, this isn't a
Attack
initiative
order.
like you're not constrained.
This
to
isn't
main
combat
actions or
initiative.
anything. I'm just making sure everyone does something. And if someone's like, I want to participate in that, there's no fixed order here, really. I'm just making sure I hit everyone. Kaban show. Like immediate aftermath. You have 3 ships up. There's one big ship with a lot of guns and a lady who can cut ships in half coming. And you are in the water right now. What's the play here?
I call out to the Silkinger crew to swing the ship around, and I'm going
Aye,
to
Captain.
start swimming towards the Kraken, and hopefully I can. Hopefully we have some kind of fishing or netting gear so we can hook it. We don't lose this thing to the depths.
You're like, I
want you-
must seize the prize. Yeah, so you direct them. Give me a persuasion to show me how well you, you know, impress upon them the duty ahead.
16.
There's Cabancho's rolls.
I mean, you said that order doesn't particularly matter. How long does it take for Zion and Lonnie to come out of
Lonnie and Zion will be
Ethereal
out of the water
and
by the
the
time this shit happens.
interdimension.
Unless Lonnie and Zion want to spend a long time in the bag or in etherealness, which
That was more or less my
I punt
question.
to them. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much going to take all your time, but you are going to net
As-
the Kraken. While
as-
Kabancho is netting the Kraken, Tento.
Well, the reason why I ask is I wanted to do a Staff of Brian Health again if they are within sight and within 20 feet.
I mean, yeah, Zion, do you intend to exit etherealness soon, or?
How long are you guys
if
planning
the
on
ship
waiting?
comes around, Zion will get on the ship right behind Kabancho and then drop etherealness.
Wing? It's your friend Zion. Wow, Zion must move really fast. A pirate says, not understanding the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'll open the bag.
Where
wait,
is
no, wait.
Lonnie?
Can you
I will-
can you like do the shaking motion to like dump her out? Kind of like.
No, because
No, because
everything
everything comes out.
Oh, that's right.
That's-
That's because that's how the bag holdings work. Dang it.
That's
That is
actually
so
no. That's
funny.
actually if you turn the bag inside out.
Close enough.
Anyway,
I just like the idea of like shaking Alani out of the bag. Because it's.
and
I think it's a nice visual gag.
I'll reach for Lonnie.
Yay, uppies!
You know, instead of a rabbit, it's a no.
Pull Lonnie out of the bag.
I guess when Lonnie comes out, Lonnie's just gonna be like what's happening? I guess in Parvia, because she's still kind of like tense. Like what's happening? Is everything okay now?
I say first things first. Imparvia, and I hit the deck with the Staff of Brian Health. And how many people can I use with this?
I guess Lonnie's gonna throw out Beacon of Hope, knowing what the staff does. Then, I can't choose. I cannot choose Tento, I believe. I think he's way too far away.
Choose the Kraken. Or fine, Kraken.
It's people. Oh, any number. I'm just gonna choose everyone within 30 feet that's friendly.
I'm pretty sure we weren't really keeping track of health for these guys, assuming they've like
Yeah, it's
taking beings.
it probably won't matter, but technically they have advantage on wisdom saves and death saving throws.
Indeed. Just so I keep track, like just the ones nearby.
2 of their own hit die. Yeah, it's only 30 feet, so it's just basically all the people we can see here.
I will put the winged boot on them to remember.
So that would be plus 16 health. 39 plus 16 for me.
Lee, also, how successful or not are we at trying to hook the Kraken so it doesn't sink to the bottom?
You get it. You hold
Okay.
up.
Is Kabancha gonna heal himself?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where my
As you all kind of handle stuff on the
Con mod was.
healings and such, Tento, you see this enemy ship coming. You have your 3 ships in arrangement. What are you
I
up
have to ask. I want to ask Tyler something.
Wait, so we do get to add our con mod?
Yes, because it's the exact same as hit dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, someone told me last time that we didn't. Okay.
I might have misremembered.
It's fine, I just need to know.
Oh, that was because I think it was for your summon. Your summon technically doesn't have hit dice or something like that, and we did something weird with it.
Who are you doing this to?
To the 3 of us.
So Tenta, you find the cut
That
up
does 2.
ground Tyla, on the deck, kind of yelling at people and fixing them to the mast. What do you come and say to her?
So I got a quick question. No, so Grace, she can cut through ships, right?
He nods and says, "We have 3 ships." He's already used her breath
Now-
attack to cut apart, to nearly cut apart the Ballinger. He looks at your swords and say, "You know how to use those?"
I am not willing to fight against her like that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
She shrugs and says, "You don't need to win the fight, you just need to keep her busy. Because if her blades aren't committed, I mean, we have 3 ships between us right now. I'd rather keep the number that high."
Okay, well answers my second question. Have you seen her cut through more than one ship at a time?
Never more than 1 ship. But with Kaiju Cutter, she can take down... With how damaged our vessels are, she should be able to put down any of these 3 ships if she totally commits herself to it. But she needs to get close enough, and her ship's going to be shooting its cannons at all of us. I will say, though, she can move very fast.
Herself or the ship?
Herself.
Or ship. Her ship. She can move very fast herself. Okay.
Yeah, like,
I'm trying to think.
you can leap in ways that don't seem like leaping, if you take my drift.
Okay. Okay. How difficult would it be for us to, like, stack our ships next to each other? Or, like, in a row?
That would require some coordination, but if we start right now, it's possible.
Okay.
You need to present a unified broadside?
Yes. Let's put Seikyu's ships up front, so even if Tyler does try to Kaiju Cutter, his ship will get destroyed first.
Parentheses,
So,
Seiku's
Seiku
ship
sh-
is at the bottom of the ocean. This ship that you're on...
Oh.
So Seiku took
Sorry,
the ship that you guys had
Sorry,
taken repaired it, and it sank. It was right next to this ship. This ship.
Okay, I assumed this was Seiko's ship.
No,
my
this
bad.
is
Never
Tyler's
mind.
own
Never mind
ship.
my idea.
This is
Never mind my
Tyler's
idea
own
then.
ship.
I assumed since Seiko was dead on here, this was his ship, and we just took it over. My bad. Never mind.
That's not good.
Forget I said anything. Okay, well. Anything I
She
can
likes
do?
the part where you
Is
like
there-
line up all the ships to be able to fire their weapons at her at once, and you don't let her dual broadside you.
Yeah. I mean, if that's still a good idea, then we can do that. So we should arrange them so we have a better shot just firing all at once and hitting her. Out of curiosity, how many times have you seen her do Kaiju Cutter in one day?
Are you
have
asking
you
your
seen
party
her-
members, or are you asking Tyler that?
No, Tyler. Tyler, yeah.
He says using the Grail's power. I think the most was 5.
And were those back to back? I'm guessing not.
Pretty close. Again, with the Grail's power, we can engage in feats of vitality and avoid exhaustion in ways that are unnatural for a living creature.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it harder. Okay. Alright, is there anything else I could help with on this ship to make things go smoothly?
Just get ready for the
So I
fight. You're going to need all of the preparation you can get. And she
Can I
suggests
hop on
the ship
Lumi?
to sort of, form up. What's that?
Can I hop on Lumi?
Lumi kind of looks at you distrustingly and asks Lonnie, Tento's trying to ride me. What should I do?
I mean, I feel like she wouldn't let him either way. Unless, like, I ask her to. I personally don't think she would bring it up. Unless Tento looks like he's real desperate.
Yeah, she kind of like, tells you to take a hike in so many howls.
I'm gonna try to get on
I'm sad.
Tyler's ship.
You're gonna try and get on the other ship?
Yeah.
Alright, I mean, the ships can come close enough to exchange you in the time that you guys have. Speaking of which,
Alright.
yeah, it's Zion's turn. So in addition to the healing and stuff that you do when you get up here, Zion, is there any, you want to make sure that you move to this ship and any particular preparations you want to engage in?
I'm gonna reload my gun too. So I have 2 clips left.
I'm gonna retrieve the stone golem
No, I have 1 clip left. This is my last one.
and MK2
Ooh.
and Seiku's body.
Do you shrink the stone golem back down?
Yeah.
Alright. And
Oh, does Seiko have anything interesting on him?
I mean, he's a pirate, he's got some stuff and he has the book, but nothing otherwise. It seems like it will immediately help you. Nothing you seem to understand.
Okay. Heard.
We should probably put this body below deck for now.
Doop. Body below deck.
This doesn't say we either. What should we do with the other crew, with his crew then?
So,
Are they cooperative towards us?
Well,
or-
for now, Isla has convinced them to join, although they're saying that the Grail, and she's like, we're gonna get the Grail. We have Grace outnumbers, 3 ships to 1, don't be stupid. They're like,
Okay.
Join the winning side, matey. And they kind of look with suspicion at the party members, but Isla's crew's loyalty is
was
absolute and outnumbers the survivors of Seiku.
I'd also like to point out that we did just kill a Kraken, so...
Which was very impressive.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to do. Do I have any healing myself? No, I chose shield. Do I have anything I could heal myself?
I'm gonna give Tento my healing potion.
Oh, wait. I have... Wait, is this still good? Oops.
What is this? No, you
It's
don't
not
have that
this?
anymore.
Okay, I
That's
just
what
want to
I'm
make sure.
gonna give you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna drink that. Thank you. I'm not poisoned anymore. Oh, did it roll the dice? It did not. Okay. Three! That's better than nothing.
Oh, looks like you need more healing. Let me
happened?
just
No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Probably better if you saved your spells for something else.
Alright, Zion. Is there anything else in particular we should sure to do other than like casting healing spells and such?
no. I'm
Alright.
just gonna give Tento some more healing.
Lonnie. The Lonnie and Lumi turn. Again, you can start doing stuff like the moment that you're in the water or like come out the bag or whatever. So, don't worry about timing too much. What would you do ahead of the approach of Grace the Golden?
I'm gonna first heal Cabancho a bit, so I used to know these numbers off the top of my head. How did you make it roll max for your hit dice?
I just did the math and manually removed the hit dice.
Cause like Zion says max 0, 1d8 plus 4.
That max, like. Oh wait, for which
I
one?
just type max.
Wait, which healing are you talking about?
Zion's hit dice.
So that max is actually I don't know.
The answer is I can't just type max, so don't take this number. It'll be 621 hit points to you.
Thank you.
And then I will do 21 minus 8. So what is that? 13 to myself? I guess I'm just gonna do this and then okay, that put me at max. Are you you're good enough. And I guess
very
just like
good, I know.
we're basically preparing for Grace the Golden to come, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so she's barreling down the channel. The wind is in her sails. And it looks like after Tyla and Tento have a conversation, they begin to arrange your ships. So they're kind of all lined up to be able to shoot at her. And she can't do that thing you see in the pirate movies where she goes between you and gets to shoot both sides of her ships. Cannons.
Okay, if the ships line up, Lonnie wants to reconvene with Lumi, and Lonnie's gonna ask Cabancho, what's the range of a counterspell? How
The
far
range of
can you do it?
counterspell? That's a good question. Counterspell is 60 feet.
Okay, I outrange that, I believe. I'm going to prepare a control water. When they get like 300 feet. I'll be like in front of one of the ships, but I'll do control water 300 feet out when they enter that area. So I'm just like readying that action.
Also, not Lee, just as a reminder, we did have an agreement with the he's gone. Or no, Lee's still there.
Alright.
Sorry, I thought your camera was frozen for a second.
With the fish people?
We made
they're gonna...
Yeah. To try to hamper the Grace's ship.
Mhm.
How that comes to fruition and when, I leave it to you.
Mhm. They're lying in wait, although you cannot see them at the moment.
I will have let the other party members know what I plan on doing, and I guess like Tyla as well. that like I'm planning on making a whirlpool when they get there. We could try to have the ships firing on her, I guess, while she's in the whirlpool.
She confirms, and she, directs the ships to make sure they're ready to peel back and, be far away.
And I don't know if you are able to communicate with the Sarans, but yeah, they probably don't want to be in that area.
Okay,
Alright.
is there anything else that needs to get done?
I'm good on my end unless something changes.
I guess I'll just ready an Eldritch Blast once a novice or Grace is within range.
And what ship do we all want to start on?
Yeah, feel free to position
Exactly.
yourself as you like
Yeah.
in that regard.
What is your range of Eldritch Blast?
120. Oh wait, sorry. Is it 120? Eldritch Blast. No, it is 120.
Do you want me to do the whirlpool within 120 feet then?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
It's not a huge deal for me to get that off. It's just something that I can't do. That's a little bit farther than most things.
You are 120 feet whirlpool, did you say?
Eldritch Blast is 120 feet.
Oh, how big is the whirlpool?
100 feet by 100 feet. I can pop it.
Oh, it's like a
real
square.
quick.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to arrange it on the map for porpoisoids.
It's a square pool, not a whirlpool. What?
I throw Darren
Oh,
off
okay.
deck.
Yeah, we
Not
just
Sento,
appear in
Darren.
we just appear in the Rosencreek world and you just throw me off deck.
So they're coming from south.
Yeah.
More or less, yes.
Which ship? Which ship do we? I guess it looks like more people are gathered over on this ship. So I guess we'll have been over here.
So I don't know
The
how
pixies
much
are
is
gone, by the way.
In the water?
Pack water.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk in the water.
So the fair trade has taken some damage. So at this point, I'm not keeping track of ship health, but the Silkinger should be the most healthiest if we want to stick on that ship. And the fair trade has the Cockablissa, but I don't know the health of John Tyler's ship or the armament that John Tyler has.
Sorry.
So with
what
that
about
said,
the
do people have
armament,
a...
John Tyler?
I was just stating my understanding of the situation, and in case people wanted more information on what ship has what and at what health, relatively speaking. So, do we want to?
Oh, sorry.
Do we want to be on John Tyler's ship?
I'm gonna be on John Tyler's ship. I feel that's the ship that's gonna get blown up first. I feel like that's the ship they're gonna focus most of their stuff on.
Oh, but what I was saying was, that's not like I'm not necessarily putting it there. I mean, I'm gonna be putting it on their ship when they get here. But yeah, that's how big the AOE is.
All right. So everybody is prepared, as it were. I'm not hearing no.
Lisa.
But, all right.
Yeah.
So, Grace the Golden Ship arrives and, tacks to port, taking shots and giving shots. Cannonballs fly, stuff explodes, and you do note Fukai Ryaku beginning to cut at her lines and come and, rip some cannons into the sea and attack people on the deck. Grace herself is on one of the tall crow's nests, preparing for something, and all of that is happening as it enters prime whirlpooling distance. And barring a change of heart, Lonnie would then trigger the whirlpool.
Yeah.
All right, and it is that moment that we sort of instantiate the action, so to speak.
Be real quick. How much time has progressed since the Kraken fight? Because we
You're
got
asking for spell
the resistance
purposes?
potions for an hour.
Assume 10 minutes for
Okay.
if a spell is ticking down.
I don't even know if I took drugs, Lee.
You took drugs? That's nice.
Yeah. Zion gave me not drugs, and I took them. So I have 10
You're a
HP.
day late for 420. For 420, so
Rip.
not as effective.
Oh, it wasn't that kind of drug.
Sure, it wasn't.
And Zion, I assume you're standing on the water?
Yes.
All right. Okay, cannons fire, ships reel, bits of deck fly everywhere, a lot of cannon blasts have struck. Grace the Golden, gives her order to repel all boarders. And doesn't seem to properly focus her people, and the Fukaryaku sort of run amok, popping up to the upper deck, breaking shit, damaging the ship's wheel and keel, and generally speaking causing problems, holding down the enemy more than expected. She is undeterred by this fact, comes out to the edge, and crouches there, coiled, and she seems to have two actions. She winds herself up and launches herself, spiraling, ultra attuned pure meld in hand, but not yet using kaiju cutter, onto the fair trade. She crashes in as pirates all sorts assault her, and Phytar tries to grab at her, and broadly speaking, your crew begins to take casualties, as she is quite good at fighting. Keiko attempts to
Two questions.
yes.
One, the whirlpool says that when a creature or object in the water, when a creature enters the vortex for a first time or starts its turn, on a turn or starts its turn there, it has to make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, it will take damage. Also, I don't know if it matters, but the thing, I technically said that the whirlpool was gonna be 300 feet out, but the map isn't that big.
So this should really be more like you should have grabbed them further away, basically.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if she would still be able to
So what
launch
happens?
herself onto a ship.
What happens is she uses a bonus action, the Grail glows, and she teleports a significant amount of that distance. She can't seem to jump that far without the Grail, but she still gets to the fair trade. But I'll keep that in mind for real distance of enemy to be able to fire on you and stuff like that.
Okay, and
Let's
I
just
just
say
don't know.
this line represents the additional 200 feet that should be there, because it's 300
Does
feet
that
out.
mean that did you fire on them, Lee? Did you make rolls for the cannons?
It happened, but I'm not too concerned with the precision. They're shooting each other, and all of the ships thus far have been
Okay,
hurt.
no, I was just making sure.
No, I didn't. Is the real answer
And
there.
yeah, I just don't know.
The ship,
how you want to do damage on the ship.
the ship
I
always
guess.
fails the strength saving roll. And I'm just assuming that basically, it's all the whirlpool always does enough damage to break the ship one level, as if though it had been hit by a ship attack or a character attack that crossed the damage threshold. Because it's a lot of damage, right?
It's 2d8 bludgeoning.
Based on the fact that like the ship is like spread all over the area, I'll call it. But pretty much her ship is getting damaged one level for every turn it's stuck in there, and also the deck is actually like swirling around, but it's a little hard to model right now because the module that would have made
Yeah, no,
that
that's fine. I
easy, so-
I just didn't know how you wanted to keep track of that in
Yeah.
case it becomes relevant.
No. So Keiko rushes in to support her crew. There is a brief duel. And ting, their blades actually knock off of each other. Keiko is definitely not qualified for this, and her katana actually snaps, but she does manage to keep Grace from goring her any further, and the crew doesn't take more casualties. Zion, it is your turn. Also, you can choose if you wanted to be like right at the edge of the whirlpool or on the other side of the 200-foot line. You know.
Well, if I see Grace get onto our ship, I'm gonna go towards that instead.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I will move and then action dash towards our ship.
All right. Show me how far you get. Anything else on this turn?
Nope.
Lonnie and Lumi's turn.
I think Lonnie's just gonna be focused on the control water and I guess hide behind the mast in case somehow someone on there can like outrange.
You suspect
Can like
that
have that range.
the only people able to do that would be the Rail Pirate Gunners, not with a pistol, but using the Giselle, which 300 feet.
Yeah, basically Lonnie's gonna be at this behind this mast for cover and hopefully be able to keep an eye on what's going on over on that ship. And
Sure.
Lonnie's just gonna tell Lumi like, help Scout get to the back end of the ship. So
The salt.
I guess Lumi will reluctantly nudge at Scout's legs.
Like giving them the
Tentacle gasp of like sparkly eyes. It's finally my time.
Poncho's troops don't do so
Oh,
good
take
without
backsies.
him aboard. Yeah, you can take the shot. You have she's flying through the air. You have clean shot.
Okay. I guess
Knock,
for
knock, course.
ready to orders for the Sokinger crew is don't lose the Kraken and take pot shots as much
Don't
as
Yeah,
you
they
die.
try, but they don't do a very good job with that.
Yeah.
Kyla's watching what's happening, and seems a little reluctant to commit. But Herr Alphonse of Svora is not, and he goes charging Trident first across the way. Zoo-Crew kind of watches to see how this is going to work out, because everyone's afraid that Grace is about to sink the ship she's on.
It's 21 hit.
Yep, give me the damage.
I use favorite foe on this? This had to be a
Bam, bam.
when you hit a creature with an attack. So I want to do favorite foe on time.
Sure.
Oh wait, this is a free action or yeah, it's a free action.
Boom. Hit. Okay.
So 12 damage.
Boncho, it's also now your turn. Tyla is sort of hesitating, just focusing on having her ship shoot the ship stuck in the whirlpool, and doesn't think that her hopping on the fair trade is going to make the difference here. So what do you do?
I'm going to run 30 feet, go past Tyla, and I tell Tyla, focus on her ship. Right now, it's just her by
Let me
herself.
tell
That
her
ship
twice.
comes in, it's her whole crew. And then I am going to not bonk her, but tap Tyla on the shoulder with Staff of... Oops, not that attack. Sorry. Tap her on the
Smack
shoulder with the
shit out of
healing.
her.
So that
That's
Tyler
what
can
healing. It's okay,
use,
Tyler. Don't worry.
Tyler can use 2 more hit dice. I don't know how many Tyler has because I've
I'm
used
going to
this.
say she's a
before.
swole druid. Special type of druid that is a D10 hit dice.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast one more time. Do I have a clean shot or no?
Yeah, you can
Or-
shoot over Gregorio's head.
I guess like between my distance here, did I have a clean shot anywhere
Yes.
in between?
Yes, my answer is yes. Big shot.
17 to 13.
Let me check something. Both hit. No. Sorry. 17 hits, 13 misses.
Okay, I was about to say. It's 5 points plus favorite foe. Seven points of force damage.
Awesome. So that's your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
Tento.
How far can Lumi run?
40 feet, and I don't know if Lee will allow her to dash, since it's technically not my turn.
Heard. Okay, I'll have Lumi move me 40 feet forward towards the back. Oh, so that's right next to Gambancho.
It's half your movement to mount Lumi.
Okay,
Um,
that's fine.
Lee, is Lumi allowed to dash even though it's technically not our turn?
I'll give it to her. You have ready to do it, so to speak, because you directed her to
Yeah,
help him get
so-
there.
Yeah, she's staying on this ship, but she's just getting him to the edge
You just
faster.
ferries him, and then he pops off.
How far is this jump? Can I jump on the point here?
Yeah, you can jump on the point.
I'll jump onto the point. That's like 10 feet, so... 10 feet. Bonus action dash. I throw Keiko this katana, and I make sure to tell her I need that back.
She's like, "Don't worry, I'll get it wet first," and then she twists it and goes for the next shot. All right.
And I still have a main action. Where is my rifle? Wait, where is my rifle? Pew, pew. Well, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, you're very lucky as a halfling. Thankfully, it looks like it was gonna overheat otherwise.
I don't want that. No,
Take it,
that's
just miss.
unfortunate.
Beach wide.
Okay.
Fukairyaku crew seems to do their job. And again, the enemy is helpless to stop them. They're breaking shit. Something explodes in a huge red fire. And another big blue explosion leaves some things like crisply frozen around it.
What
It seems
on
like they've
earth?
gotten to the enemy powder reserve.
Let's say, what on earth could explode that is blue out here? You say it was a blue explosion?
Yes, ice charged, alchemically charged powder.
Oh, cool. I
There's-
didn't know they had those.
Normal gunpowder does exist, but the more common one is the colored powder.
You haven't encountered a lot of people who use just normal gunpowder out here for various reasons, but yeah, they also have the charged stuff. It's Grace the Golden's turn. She points her blades at Tento and says, "Give me a duel worth having." And
Tento's like, I'm not really looking to do this.
she
That
runs-
seems like a bad idea.
So she runs
Oh.
right here and she says, "For you." And then she uses 2 of her multi-attacks to do Whirlwind Blade.
Jesus, yeah, that hits. It's 23.
What do you mean? Are you not Zion?
Yeah.
So, put
Did
your-
you not just
so-
reach like an AC of like 25 or whatever?
And I can definitely up my AC, but like I'm not doing it now. So that's
I would say
19
keep in
damage,
mind
right?
she's got multiple attacks.
Yeah. That's
And I'll help for all of
19. Yeah. So that's 6 damage I'll take because I do have power drugs helping me at the moment.
Alright, so she uses her second action to also do this, and she
You're
has
also resistance to radiant. I don't
a
know
multi
what
of
that's what you're referring
3.
to.
All 3 of these go against you.
Okay.
Remind me what hits. You 19.
9. Oh, all 3 of those. Oh god, they didn't show the rolls at first. 16 does not
misses.
hit.
Alright, yeah, but the 19 does.
19. The other one do.
She hits you with the 17, then she hits you with the 21.
Yeah, and keep in mind your resistance to
She
radiant.
bonus
and-
action, defensive fans, gaining a temporary +2 to her AC.
And all of her attacks have radiant damage.
Where does it say that? Is it in the rolls?
If you expand it, it will
If
show
you
you
expand
what
the
damage was
damage dice,
slashing and
it'll
what
tell
was
you how
radiant.
much is radiant.
There's a little arrow to the side of the big 21 number, for example. It'll expand it.
Okay.
On this turn,
So wait,
Grace the
that
Golden's
took less damage the first time, right?
crew attempts
Yes,
to
that's what I
deal
was trying to
Oh,
about
okay.
that. Because you
Wait,
still have
3 + 3.
radiant resistant potion for another like
Give me
some 50
1
rounds.
second.
Grace the Gold manages to get some shots, and like part of the deck explodes under you, Cabancho, and like boards blow away behind you, but you know you're not hurt by it, and it doesn't seem
I am
like
gonna
Grace
have
the
the
Gold's really
21.
bringing her ship to bear properly. She's kind of not interested in doing that herself right now. She's out there chopping people up on the deck. It's Keiko's turn. She's down, but Herr Alphonse Sphora comes to join. Popping to the far side, taking 2 shots with advantage. Hitting a hit. He runs up behind her, and through the flurry of her blades, just rams in his trident. Several other people try and get close, but her blades just spin around and cut them, and like Phytar's hand, and like, it's clear that you kind of have to be a high-level combatant to actually do something here, so your allies just kind of get out of the way. It is Zion's turn.
Alright. How much movement to climb up?
I'll call it 20 feet.
Okay, I'll dash again and get up right against her. My turn. Wait,
No bonus actions you can do?
double check what I can do. Yeah, I'll just expose my core.
All right, boom. The light comes out, and I put a little thingy on you. The 5, 10. The unpoised cores shoots out the white light. All right. That's your turn,
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie.
Wait, I thought there was one more corpse or. Yeah, are these guys like dead or just downed?
The people
There's-
on the ground are just downed for the moment. They're not
There's
fully
two
dead.
more
Okay.
beneath me.
Oh, okay, that's where they went. So
Wasn't
Oh wait,
like
can
some-
MK make an attack?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35.
Can MK make an attack real quick?
Yeah, sure. Can you give me the attack roll? It's dangerous to go alone from Real Life Unicorn. Hey, Real Life Unicorn. Relou. It has been a bit. Hey, how's it going? The fanning blades try and catch it, and then MK's stinger stings through as the poison of a fell beast is injected into Grace the Golden. Give me that damage. You guys are gonna make con save. Okay, so she's having the poison damage, but she's otherwise taking the hit. 6 piercing, 15 poison. I'm assuming you're popping that on everyone who's down?
Oh, 1, 2, 3. So are there just 4 people down?
Yes.
Okay, the last 2 healing is going to go on Tento and MK. Because I can target up to 6 targets with mass healing word.
Okay, so plus 7.
People kind of like
Thank you.
funnel to their feet. Alright,
And Lon is just gonna go. Are there windows in this building?
yeah, there's like little portholes and windows and shit on the pirate ship's rear. You're in like Tyler's office. You take a look out.
Hello.
Yeah, Lumi used Dash for all of this, and yeah, Lonnie's just gonna be mounted on Lumi right now, and just gonna go back to, I guess, trying to sink a ship.
A very good clockwork ballista bolt flies through and it badly splinters the foremast of the enemy ship. Meanwhile, drowned Tyla, directs some of her people to continue firing, and she monitors the situation over here, but she's not intervening yet. Cabancho.
How much of a jump is this? I'm trying to like jump off the rails, jump onto their I don't know what it's called, their front pole bit thing.
Front hole bit.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, the forecast or whatever. Yeah, you want to hop up
Yeah.
on that and run down? Sure.
I'm gonna move, dash, come here.
He's just trying to copy my style. I see how you are.
Hey, if it's working, then it's and I'm gonna nudge Tento in the back and say, I think the plan can still work.
What?
I'm referring to the original plan of trying to take the grail from Seiko.
Yeah,
What?
you do see the Grail is hovering around Grace the Golden.
The original
So-
plan against Seiko was that you were going to.
Oh, I
take the
know.
back
I'm just
holding-
saying. I'm just being
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, specifically putting it in the bag of holding so it's technically in a different dimension.
And I am going to bonus action, losing it. Staff of Bright Health for Keiko. But Keiko can use up to 2 of her hit dice.
Who are you targeting?
That is
Diego?
Keiko.
Right.
That is my turn.
No, he doesn't care enough about me to target melee. Don't be silly.
Yeah, we have a dangerous to go alone. I will apply that with the earliest convenience. Alright. Good Tento. It's your turn, Toe. Darren.
Okay. I guess we're doing this.
Darren is Karen.
Bop, bop.
Darren is Sharon. Alright, yeah, you see her blade singing and you do it yourself. You whip out your swords and breathe the energy through. As the last life bleeds out from the dead Kraken and its energy from his domain waver and the storm clouds above clear, lightning suffuses your blades. Quadri Life Unicorn. I liked Far Cry 5 up until the part where they guaranteed knocked you out. Okay. Tento, turn. Oh, he's doing it. You hit, give me the damage. Ching.
-5 on that. I think it's counting it twice there.
Oh. Me.
Yeah. And then sneak attack.
Yeah, sneak. Yeah.
It seems she can heal, so we're just gonna keep smacking her until she does something.
Alright.
But, well, I did have another attack.
Oh,
of
yeah,
offhand.
hit.
Is this formula broken? This one is too. Okay. -5, so we can just keep track of the damage. There we go.
Boom. Alright. You nick her. Bukariaku,
And then is it for me?
at this point have reaped such damage that they've feel strongly they've kept their end of the bargain, and seeing the magic go crazy into the ship, you know, and they're, whatever cue they take, they run off the ship, throwing some people off with them, taking some loot, and successfully returning to the waves after having caused massive damage, explosions, and cut lines in the ship. It's Grace the Golden's turn. Her crew tries to do everything they can to prevent the fate that awaits them, which sort of raises an important question, which is, yeah, they don't have that spell.
Were you seeing if one of them had control water or something?
They have counterspell, but you can only you have to you have to see someone doing the counter spell. You know what I mean?
That's why I was
There's-
asking about the range on that.
You need
To
dispel.
be fair,
You also
the
need,
other
you also
version
need
of
to be
that is
close to
Dispel
counterspell.
Magic.
But yeah, so 2 Grail Tempest Acolytes form a triangle and start chanting, and weird red lightning starts to crackle between the 3 of them. And several of the Grail Pirates sort of close in to defend them. Not immediately clear what they're doing. Okay. Now for Grace herself. Who unfortunately gets to go before Keiko Stormrider, because Keiko and crew would, fall back after having been healed, right? That I imagine was going to go, but unfortunately the turn order is disagreeable. She has 2 actions and a multi-attack of 3, meaning she has 6 attacks total. She will spend 2 of them to do a whirlwind blade once more.
Oh gosh.
Delivering 35 damage to all adjacent.
What is that as
Can you-
radiant?
Okay. I forget.
and-
Does Kabanjo's thing? Can he cancel a crit with that, or is it just decreasing from the total?
Before I
So,
do more damage,
historically-
can you?
Historically, we have not allowed Twist of Fate to do that
Okay.
because it feels like it ruins the nature of the Nat 20. The Serendipity in battle, if it was the first roll wasn't a Nat 20, we've allowed that one. That one's like a once a long rest. But I've already used it.
Zion, Kai, have you already
Sorry, go
put the damage on you and MK?
No. Would it be disadvantage against me?
Because of your... Yes, it would. Let me roll one more time.
You need to...
Does that hit?
Yes, that still hits, but at least it's
But
not
it's
a
not,
crit.
it's not the crit.
Yeah.
It's not the crit.
one
So
sec.
I would say... Do you want me to roll a normal damage roll to see how much it hits you for?
Yeah.
Alright. Just because I was trying to uncouple the things. And alright, so it hits you for only 26.
Alright.
Only 26.
It hits
Yeah,
MK for
you're
35
also
and MK's at
resistant to
30 right
radiant.
now.
I need to do
so I
some
think
hard
MK
math
cracks,
on this.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Cracks, you see some venom sacs spill out. It's not so good. Ugh. And Tento, how are you doing?
I'm having that. So slashing damage, I'm taking 9. I already take half from radiant.
So I would highly
that goes down
recommend
to
figuring
9.
the math out
And then-
first for the resistance and then having that afterwards. Once it's all
That's what I'm
together.
doing. The
Okay.
radiant is 18. So it's 9 and half 9 is 5.
Right.
So 5.
There's
So I'm gonna
radiant
take
in
14
here.
damage. What?
I forgot there's radiant in here. I'm already resistant, so
You just take 6 less.
6 less. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, it has 1
7.
attack left from this action. It points it at Zion, attacking at disadvantage. Does 21 hit? No.
No. I also use Sentinel, so
mhm.
since she attacked my crew members.
You hit? Give me the damage?
I mean, I rounded up for all the stuff, so
Well,
It
you
should
only
be
round
14.
down for everything. You round up only
thought
for
round
hit
up.
dice. Only for hit dice
She
when you're
directs her
calculating health.
remaining. Well, this
Okay,
might be about to be an
well,
academic
then.
distinction because she's about to start really swinging on Tento and she has 3 attacks to do it with.
They should all be at disadvantage now.
Missing.
It was a nat 1 do.
He misses. He's like, whoa.
I'm going to pop shield.
All right,
Because
everybody.
I can't take much more damage. How much armor does that give again?
+5.
+5.
So you're at 24.
Okay, so I'm at 24 now.
To make your
Nice.
final one, disadvantage. Yeah, no,
Nice.
okay.
Whew.
She uses perfect sync escape as she does a weird breath technique. Boom. Runs past, gets to here. It is Keiko's turn. Herald Foon starts to use his Lay on Hands ability to heal nearby crew members and stabilize them. And people
Remember,
generally-
he can lay himself.
You can. Lots of people won't run away.
Don't forget,
If only it was that easy.
MK1 is still down.
Not by boy MK!
Some people kind of like take shots at Grace. She's, parrying them. She points her blade, Tyler, and says, "Traitor, come and face me to see who's worthy of this grail. How dare you destroy Seiku? He had the purest of intentions of either of us. We'll see whose intentions are most pure when we're done being drugged through the brine." And, yeah, it's Grace the Gold's whole turn. It's Keiko turn goes. Vitar kind of like crouches around a corner, ready for his first opportunity. Zion.
Yep, once again, she's just out of reach. So.
Y'all wanna know
Yeah.
something?
Mhm.
It hasn't been a year since we had our extended rest at the. Yeah, it hasn't. Or else I would have lost the other ability. I've been having nerfed heals this whole time because I just read an ability.
No.
This.
It's just another +1. I'm getting 2 +1 from 2 different sources, but I'm just like, wait a second.
All right, Zion, you arrived, and what do you want to do?
Exactly, get to her without spending my action again.
Man, rogue bonus dash is real shining here.
Yes. The moon blood pours out. Milky white light piercing those eyes.
I'm gonna action dash and just use that to just jump over.
Let's use to launch yourself here, carrying MK.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else? Where you want to position yourself, any bonus action, etc. And speaking of which, we'll
bonus
find out
action.
that all after the 10-minute break. Thank you for joining us. Woo!
I like to think Zion held MK like a football and it just like leaped.
Or did it die clutching onto its creator's back?
Yeah, I guess the real question is, was it ever alive to begin with?
Shut your whore mouth. Yes, it was.
More alive than Gabancho.
Exactly. Wait.
That's
Hold
true.
on. Hold on.
Oh no, he brings up a good point. So like, did Seikuu just like bust out like 8 attacks that killed everyone?
What?
Seikuu, like we see Grace doing all this stuff. What the fuck does Seikuu do? Did he do this shit too? Did he just like down a whole crew by himself?
Seikuu had basically an AoE spell that was like a weaker version of Dawn, but was selective to enemies only.
Oh.
And we had to tick through that and fight him. He had a lot of mass debuffs, like area slows. He himself had some pretty strong spells, but unfortunately for him, he didn't roll too well.
Yeah,
Generally
not my
speaking.
favorite terrain.
But for frame of reference, he rolled kind of on par with me.
Damn. That is unlucky.
Hello, I'm back. So is an unknown number of people. We're about to find out. This time on Hyrule. Has anyone else played the Civ competitor Humankind?
No, but I see you've been playing it a lot.
That shit's real good, son. Also, I use it as a productivity tool, where when I was writing the script, I would take one turn per page written to motivate myself to keep writing a video script I'm working on. Well, I finished. And
Oh, that's cool.
it's good as fuck. If you're a big Civ 6 fan, you might not like it because it takes parts of the game that I find boring or lackluster, and it drills down on them to move them a little bit towards grand strategy game. Like combat, it happens in its own like mini turns within a turn, and like the battlefield spreads out, and units can move a whole bunch, and each individual unit takes up one hex during it, and like Siege Warfare feels a little bit more like a turn-based Total War game, but it plays out over this thing that you've built. You've been placing these districts to get like science and food or whatever, but now this is the way you've shaped the wall, which hopefully you built a wall, your ass might be able to get fucking tanned. And the longer you siege, like the more enemy militia, like default dudes who get to come out and help them, but the more you can build siege engines to blow up the walls and shit. And yeah, it's just real good. It's real good. Also, like it starts when you're like fucking cavemen hunting mammoth and shit. Like the first fight I ever did was like I didn't realize you were supposed to. I couldn't find food. I could only find science, and like a fucking mammoth like killed my one dude. And the game was like, here, have a 4-stack. And I was like, oh god. Yeah. My one, and you choose different civilizations with every era. By the way, I'm just rambling, but like, if everyone's back, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Chin is here, but eating. Do we have a Casey?
Yep, I'm back.
But do we have a Casey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, okay. Well, I just want to make sure everyone was here. Everyone is here. Zion, I believe that might have been the end of your turn, but just to clarify, did you do everything? Did you want to keep moving? Is this just where you are? Or?
I will move one more step this way. That's it.
Alright, Lonnie, it's your turn. If you want to be peeking out the window, you can have line of sight on Grace, or you can be like covering and not, you know what I mean? But,
Okay, where was the thingy thing?
I think you think.
One of these days, my... Sorry, I thought I had healing potions. Where the fuck? Okay, maybe I don't have healing potions. I guess I will just use this in... Well, I think Cure Wounds might just do more. No, wait, no, but I only have access to... Sorry, Okay, I'm going to use... I guess I will not know if Tento has any, but I can feed a potion to my staff.
I bet you can.
And okay.
Are you watering your
fuck.
staff?
Yeah.
I'm
sorry,
actually
what's going
feeding
on?
it. I'm trying to fucking heal you.
It's all part of a balanced staff diet.
5, 10.
Okay, I'm just
15,
making sure.
20, 25, 30.
I started
Am
feeding
I now
staff.
40? Okay.
I wasn't aware that we had staffs that we could just feed, so I'm quite curious
I
what's
think
going
it was a recent
on.
upgrade.
Oh, was it?
You get the enlightened
Does it talk-
autograph staff. I think that happened the last time we got
Does it
upgraded.
also talk to you too, Lonnie? Does it ask for food?
It says that I don't have any, but I don't understand why it stole my inventory then. Instead of just deleted.
You don't have any what?
No, the Wither Bloom quickening potion.
My recollection is that you have the Radiant version. I put it onto your character sheet, but I did not mess with the character sheet beyond giving you the item block.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to use this on Tento and... okay, I'm just going to roll this by hand because it's saying I don't have any, even though it's in my inventory. And I
Keep in
think
mind,
since...
you can have the item in your inventory, but you could have 0 out of however many potions charges.
Yeah, no, I just don't want to go deal with the
The sheet
thing.
complexity.
So, this counts as healing done by my staff, I presume. So,
Yeah. Bonuses you
it
get to
gets a
that.
+1. And I don't know if you're under any. No, this one is the one that's Oh, no, you said you gave me the.
Gradient one?
The resistance one. But I don't remember exactly.
I
know
have
Zion-
that one. I have that one. I'm really trying to figure out if I have the Wither Bloom quickening one, because I feel like I would have deleted it off my sheet, considering we probably wouldn't be getting this again.
That part I don't know. I have given you both at this point, at some point in time.
Yeah, I know.
So,
And I
I
don't
don't know.
remember using this one personally, but also if you want to say that I don't have it, then like I'm fine with that.
The Withering Potions expire after a day, so
Oh,
it's
maybe.
you either have the healing one or you have the resistance one. I'll just let you decide. I don't remember exactly.
No, then that means I don't have this. Okay. Then never mind. I guess I don't have any healing potions. I thought we restocked. Okay. Never mind. I will not move out there. I'm just gonna do a healing word on. Please let me select my actual character. I'm just gonna do a healing word. That's cure wounds. Sorry. You get 8 hit points. Good luck.
Yay!
I would not have moved for that. Where did Grace go?
Oh, that says
Oh, she's
87.
over.
I wish you could heal me for 87. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be She seems set on Tyler. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a sacred flame at her through the window, and then duck
Through the
around-
window.
duck behind cover again. So dex save, which I am sure she will easily make.
Secret flame descends upon her, and she. Ooh, a 4. Hey,
Oh,
missed
Damn.
by 1. What are the odds?
You know, you guys say
She
my
takes
dex
7
mods
damage.
are insane. Look at her dex mods.
All right, that's my turn.
Lumi will dodge, and just a quick question.
Yeah.
Where is the thing? Would you call their pirate ship a unit by chance?
You mean like in order to cast like one spell targeting it? Sure.
Does this count?
Yeah, you wanna disadvantage the whole ship, make it like have a bad time.
Yeah.
Use your
I have not
foresight
gone to use this
roll.
since the beginning of the campaign.
Foresight and war.
I like to
force
think
the
it's just like giving it
disadvantage.
bad luck.
Well, I mean, also, well, you want to target you want to target like the crew of the ship as a unit, right?
This was when we had armies to deal with.
Yeah, because like from an army perspective, like her crew is one unit, so you could give them all a disadvantage. Do you want to?
It technically says one power roll, so I don't know how you want to roll that because this was kind
I
of not
like it.
made for necessarily
I was thinking you would fuck with the ritual that they're trying to do and force them to have disadvantage on that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I mean, like that definitely seems like the most important thing. I just don't know if I can, like, I guess specifically target something.
Yeah, you use your foresight and you like tell the gunning people like, be sure to shoot at like this time to fuck with them.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's it now.
Assault pirate sharpshooters take their turns making attacks. They do a pretty good job. They hit the same forward mast. It starts to crack even more. They take some shots. People are going down. Drowned Tyla says, "Hold fire at Lonnie's suggestion," and then gives the unified command to attack at the right moment. The Boncho, it is your turn.
I do hate to point this out. Can she understand Pervia?
It's a really good point. You use your foresight warsight in a way that's gonna like you foresee it and non-verbally advise someone to do something.
Or
about
just
it.
2 seconds later, Boncher just pipes up and translates.
Yeah. Lumi, you tell Lumi, and Lumi goes and like picks up something on fire to light a cannon.
Fire!
Yeah, go Lumi!
All right, come on, show.
Lumi is the war.
Everyone gets to do a little naval warfare.
Attempts cast on
You're very quiet.
Yeah.
Are you hunting rabbits? Old person.
All right, I did not realize that. Sorry.
We fucking love this spell, don't we, folks? All right.
Yeah, I tried to
Very
cast Old
effective.
Person to
Teammates.
Grace.
All right. So
Hey, you guys
There's
love
not
it so
Tento?
much.
you do note that the Grail,
Not today.
the Grail, of like whirls a little as you use this, and she gains advantage on the save.
Okay.
Passing by 1. Well,
I am going to twist the fate this.
oh, you only need to get better than 1.
Lee, why'd you gotta say that?
You got to.
I was gonna say, don't say that.
Yes,
Holy shit. I did consider saying that. I'm like, I'm not gonna say shit.
just by the shade of the mountain, just as much as need to happen. All
By
right, yeah.
the little shade of the mountain.
So she's paralyzed, and none of her friends are close enough to dispel it.
I am. This is a weird balancing thing, but I want to stand on this side, and I'm going to grab hold of her.
Mm-hmm.
I know action
action?
time wise I can't do this, but can I grapple her?
I mean, you can be grabbing
'Cause she's
at her, but
paralyzed?
she won't be considered restrained until you have the action to commit to it.
Correct. I mean, restrained is a different thing, though.
You won't be grappling her. You will have her in no mechanical status, but for if
But
you
I'll
want
have
to
like
have
I'll have
hand
hands on
contact-
her.
Yeah,
if
you're
and
grabbing
when
at her, but
she
literally you're
unfreezes.
too busy using your hands to cast the spell to do
Okay.
that.
And I say Tento now.
Bento, now.
Now what? I'm
Bitch.
joking.
I will murder you. first. Want to actually cast full percent head to a spell. that.
All right. Yeah, I'm supposed to do that thing, right? Is the Grail just floating around her?
Yep. You want to grab it?
Okay. I'm not grabbing it. I'm gonna pull out the bag of holding and then,
Yeah.
you know, do the.
So you come right up to like this grail that's floating around her, right? This
Mhm.
golden grail beset with potent red gems, and it strikes you as an incredibly valuable object, Tento. This is probably worth a lot of money, like a priceless artifact. You know what I mean? A lot of money. You sure you're just gonna put it in the bag? You're not gonna like check it out?
I'm sure I'm just gonna put it in the bag,
All right.
please.
Give me a dex check to like swipe at it with the bag. All right. You grab it. Whoop. The Grail goes away into the pocket dimension of the bag. You can't really be dual wielding your blades while you do this, though.
That's fine. I'm just gonna say that takes my whole action. Yeah, that's fine.
I tell you to get on the other ship.
This other ship or that other ship?
I point behind me.
That other ship, gotcha.
She fails the wisdom save.
Let's go.
So,
She was getting 20s earlier. It was bound to happen eventually.
Keiko orders her crew to, refocus firing on the enemy ship. And also, at the end of her turn, her crew does their thing. She doesn't do that much. They're trying to cast a spell, but they have disadvantage on it. Okay. So there's like a sort of a crackle, and you were aware of it, like at the back of your mind, Lonnie, like something trying to undo what you've done, and unravel the thing you're concentrating on, but their effort is incredibly weak, and the deck is rocked below them as the cannons fire just in time, and yeah, they don't manage to do that, and they're kind of like, well, we're fucked, and start to scramble.
I guess I'll die.
I mean, there's probably not sharks in the water. The Kraken probably scared them all away.
Zion's turn.
Not much I can do. There's not enough space for me on that tip.
You do have a zap, and all attacks against Grace's advantage right now.
It's just melee to auto crits, I believe, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to George the jungle and hang from below and start smacking at her feet.
That's the correct end. That's definitely what you should be doing.
Yeah, just don't hit the shins.
No, hit Shin.
No, don't do it. I'm concentrating.
Oh yeah, you're trying to hold. You're holding person. That's right.
Yeah, I'll just shoot the lightning launcher.
Hitting. Eight plus 4, that means I score 12.
Alright, one more time.
Hit. Damage. Alright. Fly's turn.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just gonna do the same thing as last time. Healing word on 10. Well, I guess not exactly the same thing. So that's to Tento, and does she just auto fail deck saves?
Not death saves, but deck saves, yes. While she is paralyzed.
Sorry, deck saves, yeah.
Sorry, I assume I misheard you. But yes, you're correct.
Look, I'm contributing. And Lumi's just gonna dodge. It's my turn.
I'm Ballista Ball hits the ship again. People doing a very good job, Shin. You're very proud of them. Boncho's heart is filled.
Beers on me when we can afford it.
Drowned Tyler.
Does Campancho have a heart?
Hey, you don't know that.
Drowned Tyler
why I
seeing all
asked.
this shit happen.
The bigger question is it beating technically? Is he like undead? I don't think we actually checked the pulse.
Do you have a pulse in general? Do bugs have pulses?
Drowned Tyla opens her claw and like a weird, almost like miasma that seems to form and unform porous clods in the air as it travels, flies out and strikes Grace the Golden.
It heals her.
She
You've been
doesn't-
tricked!
She doesn't seem to take the condition that would have been imposed, but she does seem to suffer some damage. Boncho.
So, Lee, I have not had the chance to use this in a while.
Yeah.
Feel free to rule this
I've come to bargain.
as you want.
Mhm.
I'm biting her.
Go for it. Alright, that's it. Give me damage.
So, this thing doesn't do a
Don't
whole lot of
you-
damage.
Okay.
But,
I was like, don't you
If the target is in cap, yeah.
yes, and paralysis is incapacitated. So, she is magically paralyzed. Now she is poison paralyzed. Unless something happens.
hmm Well, something might happen if the Grail was out and floating around her, but yeah, no.
Again, I'll let you rule this however you
she's-
want, because this has been a while since
No,
this.
yeah, it's a creative use of an ability that requires a lot of setup. I'll give it to you. The party takes her down, and she goes ramrod stiff, and she's about to fall off the edge. Do you catch her?
Well, that was part of the reason I said I wanted to have hands on her
Alright,
last turn.
You hold her, but you do note that only like the energy went out of her ultra attuned pure melts when she got paralyzed. But one of the two ultra attuned pure melts is about to plummet into the water below.
That is not something that I know the value of,
Tento, do you
nor
care?
have the capacity
Yeah,
to
it's
do anything
like-
about.
It's fine. Tento's gonna got it.
I'll grab it. I was gonna grab it next turn anyways.
Alright, give me a acrobatics check to grab it. Yep, you scoop that shit right up.
Just swing around like a madman. Like, wee!
I don't know if you care, but technically speaking, she can still make saving throws on her turn for the magical paralysis.
Mm-hmm. Which is also gonna wear off in like a minute or whatever, right?
An hour.
Oh.
Or wait, a minute? Shoot, now I'm second guessing myself.
Whole person.
It is a
it's
minute,
not an
sorry.
hour. Yeah, it's like,
I apologize.
that'd be
it is a
way
minute.
too strong.
I would be like, damn, it's already.
Well, it saves every turn, but yeah, it's a minute.
Ultra tuned pure melds are Magic bonus plus 3. 1d6 slashing weapons for those able to properly use them. So, that is, I mean, pretty much, Grace's crew is fucked. The ship is about to crack. Unless Lonnie drops concentration, and I'm not sure why she could, but like, she's about to crack the ship, and all of the people are gonna like hop out into the water, possibly getting grabbed by Fukariaku bandits, and just, you know, being stuck and surrendering. Do you finish the fight like that?
No, I think I would stop it. Like I'll keep concentration on the spell, and
You
then
stop the
like
whirlpool.
yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of like the like is this just on my voice? Sorry.
Yeah.
Has the danger passed? Like, can Lonnie speak dice back again?
Yes. I'm gonna say like a couple seconds pass. You see Grace is like paralyzed. The cannon blasts are distant and like start to quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna make my voice louder, go like here, and just say, your captain has fallen and the grail is in our hands. Do you surrender?
So they look like they lack a unified leader at the moment, but one person does come forward and say, they're looking and they can't see the grail. And Tyler says, Lonnie, give me the grail. Once they see that I have it in my possession, they'll surrender.
Lonnie's gonna go point at Tento.
Tento, do you like hand it over?
Oh, I'm wondering why you're pointing at me. He's just sort of like, what?
Tyler's like, give me the grail so we can get them to stand down.
Oh.
If they think the grail is lost, they'll fight until they die. They don't know what happened to it.
I throw the bag to Lonnie. Like, Lonnie can catch things, right?
Yeah. I can
Yeah, right, Lonnie?
Dex check, Lonnie.
You can. you got this, right? You see Nintendo catch things all the time. You can catch things, right?
Lonnie's concentrating on the spell. Lonnie's trying to do negotiation. Now you want Lonnie to catch something?
Kabancha also speaks up. I would not pull that out of the bag yet. We need to secure Grace first.
And Tyler says, it's fine. I will dominate it with my spirit and cut her off, just as they cut off me.
Fuck
Do
you!
a great job, Cat.
Yeah!
You catch like nothing.
How are you gonna do that when you were kicked off the list, as you claimed?
Because I'm gonna put my hand on it. Trust me. He says and kind of gesticulates to Lonnie. The people in the crew are like reloading their weapons, kind of like tense, like.
Lonnie has no reason not to trust her.
All
And we
right.
were gonna give it to her as agreed anyways, and she's not gonna fuck it up last second.
Right. She takes it, she holds it aloft, a gold red light bursts, and you see the energy roil over her. And the people on the other ship start to lower their weapons, and she says, I'm the sole holder of the grail. It's me or nothing. Stand down. And, yeah, they all do.
Lonnie with the remaining time is just gonna like, I guess, help the ship forward towards ours at a slow pace.
Yeah.
We told them like, you know, not to move, and we're just gonna, yeah.
We're boarding you.
Yeah,
Don't
so
move.
you guys take control of the other ship and crew, who stand down. Everyone is all of your other crews are a bit distrustful of the Grail pirates at this point. But it seems like the fighting is over, so people just kind of Go with it. John Tyler turns to the party and she says, "Thank you. I'm good to my word. You helped me secure this and my crew. I'm here to help you do whatever you came here to do, and then we can look to the future together back on the shore."
What are we gonna do with Grace?
She looks at her, looks back at you, and says, "My plan didn't call for keeping her alive, but I won't second guess your judgment. I would appreciate it." She looks at Boncho pointedly. "If you don't do the same, return. As far as I'm concerned, she's your problem. Just know, she's not exactly the forgiving type."
I think that's a conversation to have in less open waters.
Agreed. Let's get this
What
under
a
control.
coincidence.
I'm gonna,
Capancho isn't
like-
either.
I'm going to nod at Tento to help me lift Grace back onto not on this little tiny beam.
How the fuck do you want me to help? I'm curious. What do you want me to
Lift
do?
with your back. As
I'm
in,
holding
you're
your
lift it above your head.
melts.
Aren't you supposed to lift with your legs?
Yeah, you should lift with your legs.
No, Tento's gotta lift his back. He needs to die. I mean,
Flash of genius.
It took a flash of genius for that to. No, it's not. No, Capancho supposed to lift my legs, not my back. Jeez.
All right, so you guys have 4 ships. And
see, this is what we should have been doing. We should have been collecting ships instead of animals.
all of them are pretty close to
You take that back.
dead in some way. Tyler's is probably the least damaged of them all. But this large ship that Grace has is a huge, like, galleon-type vehicle, and it is laden with all sorts of treasures and resplendent with all sorts of fine furnishings. You
Anything
you
pretty
have.
cool looking on the ship?
Sorry, what was that?
Anything particular eye-catching on the ship?
Not necessarily. I mean,
Everything Lee just said?
yeah. So you mean like you just walk around and look for like the choicest loot?
Yeah.
There is a ruby skull worth around 500 GP. Been expertly
Why does she
carved.
have this? It's just fucking.
It's a nice
So
conversation
what?
piece. It's like on the edge of her desk.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
I
literally
got
using it as
this
a
for our
paperweight.
ruby.
She's got like some ledger of loot, like weighed down by it.
Oh, look at the ledger.
It uses a tri-split accounting form that is usually only mastered by Josio and merchants, but is frequently replicated by people engaged in skullduggery, because unless you really know triplicate accounting, it's easy to hide crimes using them. You could give me an insight to study it. Or an investigate.
Does it help that I know? Does it help that I know Josian?
I would give you advantage because you learned it during your studies. You learned the principles during your studies.
God damn.
Yeah.
I think
so-
Zion's gonna come in and just fix the books and just balance it correctly.
You know that the she didn't hide anything here. She just is legitimately using it and good at it. You can tell that over the past several months, the crew's total income exceeds 30,000 gold. There were a lot of expenses, but there should be about, like, according to this, like 8K in liquid assets that are not divided out to the crew, but like in the war chest, so to speak.
Okay.
So there should be 8 large available in the treasure hold to walk off with if you wanted to.
Heard. I'll grab the skull and grab the ledger.
All right.
so I can explain it to other people.
I'm gonna go to the Kraken.
All right, you go to the Kraken corpse. It's very dead.
I'm gonna look for the core. If there is one.
You want to butcher it and look for like the central reagents and parts of its anatomy.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I'm
set
gonna-
this.
I'm gonna give Zion guidance.
Remind me, were we using survival or medicine for this?
Historically survive, but
Yeah.
there has been case by case scenarios.
Well, I know that, but like the last couple times, Zion has butchered a big monster for its parts. I just didn't use a certain skill. If you don't have a preference, Kai, then I would say survival.
Right.
Get some water real quick.
All right, so you managed to do a pretty good job.
I think I have guidance, right?
Yeah.
And I am assisting, or I could roll my own.
With an assistance from Kabancho, I would say advantage. All right, so we take the 16. Okay, so you do a decent job butchering it, and you don't damage any of the parts. Give me an Arcana to recognize the significant portions and sort of preserve them properly.
Which parts bleed the most?
All right. You find that there is a almost like explosively charged Kraken gallbladder. There are 2 magic attracting lightning brain hemispheres from the Kraken's brain. There is a weird central woad channeling neck spine joiner bone. And yeah, you butcher the whole thing. You go through its various things. You also obtain a ruined Kraken ink sac. That's not ruined by your butchering. It was like, burst open during the fighting. But you still have it in its lining and all that. You determine that either of the brain hemispheres could be used as a core for a automaton. Make a note of that. Alright. Kraken is... And aside from that, there is 1000 GP in Kraken meat, being salted right now as they preserve it.
Calamari for dinner?
Every night.
I was gonna say calamari for a long while. I don't know what you mean.
Calamari the whole way back and then some.
All right, Shade of the Mountain
Yeah, I
is
hope you like
retiring
calamari
to
jerky.
open up a sushi restaurant.
You like some dried squid?
Yeah, so you guys are done with the fight, and the long story short story is that in the fighting, broadly speaking, most of the NPCs got hurt at least a little, and you now have a lot of crew who are pretty much semi-prisoners who are loyal, but like really kind of loyal to the Grail. It doesn't help that Grace is still alive, so some people might be holding out on her turning the table on you. But all that to say, reasonably speaking, you expect that you can't really bring most of your forces anywhere right now without risk of mutiny or rebellion. Perhaps with a power of friendship montage, you could change that. But that's just kind of the situation right now. People need to lick their wounds, regenerate, fix their shit, ensure the ships don't sink, that sort of a thing.
Time is it? Day in the day.
I believe that you guys chose to do this in the early morning.
Correct.
The battle takes about 2 hours to occur, so I'm gonna call it around 10 a.m.
Do we want to do a montage to show power of friendship?
Lonnie will go around and do medicine checks. She's not gonna expend any spells though, unless
Yeah.
unless maybe someone's like literally on death's door.
Yeah, give me a
But
medicine check.
can she guidance this, or is it like because it's over a long thing?
It's kind of like a big overall thing, amalgamation check.
Kabantra's also gonna help with this and cast Goodberry.
Right.
Start passing those around.
Give me a
He's
medicine
got
check,
30
or
of them.
is the sum total of it that you're handing out good berries?
The sum total is gonna be handing out Goodberries.
Alright.
I'm assuming there's more than 30 people that are hurt.
Sure. You help some people with that. It's a really good medicine check. You managed to tend to the wounds of everyone. The whole of the battle, you know, is a very much over, and yeah. What do you guys do now? Is the real question.
Yeah.
I think we need to have a quick chat with Tyler, away from earshot of the other grill pirates.
All right, Tyla, invites you into her captain's cabin where Lumi hid during the fight.
I like to think Kyle just sort of like walks in. She just sees like Lumi under her desk, just waiting, just sleeping. I don't know what Lumi was doing the whole time. I just know she got me from point A to point B.
She's trying to get the scent of Tenta off of her.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
All right, so you're.
And I invite the Keiko too.
You're in the office. Keiko comes.
All the captains.
And yeah, so do you invite Zoo?
Do
you say all the captains and then not invite her?
Not her specifically.
You don't say it out loud.
What do you mean? That's say out loud. She just looks at him.
She sees us all gather, I wouldn't stop her, but I would not be inviting her specifically.
All right, she's kind of busy with other things, it seems. She's talking.
I'm assuming she's trying to loot inconspicuous.
She's talking to her compatriots and some other people. It looks like.
So, what are people's thoughts on what we deal with Grace? Grace is going to be out for the next 8 hours, but
get rid
if
of her.
people have antidote, if people have got things, people could try to escape with her. I don't know.
And Tyler says, unless you're aiming to collect her bounty, I don't see why you'd keep her alive.
How big is her bounty?
How much is her bounty?
Yeah.
All of us have big bounties on our heads, but that complicates the process of turning us in. People are going to have questions. And the reality is...
Do they have to be alive for the bounty?
She shrugs and said for most of the money, but you could turn her in dead.
I just want to know if their bounty's higher than my bounty.
He says, well, they're all over the ports. Running tally, I think she's worth like 10,000, but that's alive. It would be much less dead, and you can only hand her over to one person.
How much was I worth?
Does
anyone remember what my bounty was?
High.
I insignificant amount.
Keiko says,
You're
I don't think that we
insignificant.
should have taken her alive and paralyzed her if we were just going to off her anyway. I don't exactly think it sends a great message to the people who were halfway our prisoners right now about their odds of surviving either if we do. But turning her in isn't great in the eyes of pirates either. I confess I don't usually work with pirates, so maybe I don't have the best opinion, Keiko says. But I don't think that we can kill her. Tyler says, we can, and it's probably the simplest decision. But yes, you make a good point. Pirates realize that we're executing people or turning people in, then they might start to, well, they can't really get rid of me. The three of us were the only people who could really handle the Grail at the level we can handle it. But, you know, they might try and get Grace out. They wouldn't have a lot of time to do it in, though. Particularly the most veteran members of our crew, and that's who's most likely to have survived the fights we've been in this whole time, require near daily access to someone with the Grail who can perform the rituals.
Yeah, I don't know. What do we do with her?
I mean, my plan
Just
was to
throw her
kill her.
overboard.
I don't. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Just I don't know if what we do with her does necessarily affect how on you as a leader. To my understanding, you don't really know why our crew is here, right?
Tyler says, I've got a pretty good idea.
I mean, people are gonna see us in this room conversing. They're going to assume this was a mutual decision in some shape or form.
Well, what I mean is we could be here for Tyler and Seiko's bounties for all they know. And Tyler just gets to walk free because she cooperated. But
Yeah, but that
it was
leaves
part
me,
of the deal.
that leaves me looking pretty poor, because it makes it look like I was working with pirate hunters the whole time. Which isn't ideal for me. But she shrugs. You can play it however you want.
I mean, I think you tell your people what you need to say. I think the easiest thing is we're here for something else, and we are mercenaries. Fired us.
What is the simplest answer to this? Do we just...
We kill Grace and run with the story.
Alright,
It's
sounds
not
good to
that
me.
far off, because we came to a mutual deal.
Yeah.
So being slightly one-sided by making it a hiring is not that like false.
I'm down just to, like,
Tyler,
offer, so...
Tyler says, also worth noting, few people have probably realized that that poison is paralytic. I hate to say it, but he kind of looks at Kabancho and says anoraks are stereotyped as killers. If she just never wakes up, he shrugs.
Wouldn't be hard to do.
There you go. That sounds good to me. Just say she didn't... Yeah, they don't know any better, then yeah. Just say the poison killed her. And then we kept the body to turn in for... No, wait. Not for a bounty, because that's the whole point of, like... Not wanting you make it look like you were working with pirate hunters.
Well, once we leave, it won't matter. They won't know.
That's true.
Um,
And Duran Tyler says, well, that complicates things a little, doesn't it? Because, me and my crew have to go somewhere, and we have business to discuss, so... They will, in the sense that they're gonna come with me, and I need to go with Lonnie.
this is also true.
Not that you couldn't turn them in without other people knowing.
I mean, honestly, the bounty was not our primary thing. It would be nice to have more money, but it's not a deal breaker, at least not in my mind. Um, I mean, should we just call it a vote? I have a gauge of what everyone's leaning towards. I think we need to make a
Pirate
decision sooner
democracy?
than later.
Sure. Isla says, I vote we execute her. Keiko says, I vote we turn her in. Both.
Now, when you say
parties.
turn in, do you mean turn in alive or dead?
Alive.
I'm assuming you mean alive.
Kaito.
Yeah. No, I just want to make sure.
Kabanta says, I think we execute her.
I also think we execute her, just because it'll probably make this process a lot smoother than trying to turn her in.
Yeah, I also vote to execute. I don't think we have the time to take care of a prisoner. We have a lot of on our hands right now.
We can pull someone in if we want a tiebreaker, depending on how Lonnie wants to vote. Or did I math that wrong?
You know I don't
No, I
really
math that
like
wrong. Sorry.
killing people for. I'm just going to stay out of this one.
Tyla looks at you and says, Actually, I don't know how you feel about killing people. She says with like a look of curiosity.
Yeah, Lonnie's not a big fan.
He's like,
I don't know if
so
that's surprising or not.
he says, so the Shade of the Mountain wouldn't usually execute a prisoner?
No, not
Normally,
usually.
no.
Actually, half our crew is like made up of our prisoners.
She scratches the back of her
You're
head.
right. I forgot.
Yeah. The whole Silkinger crew is technically prisoners. And then half of the fair trade were, or a quarter of the fair trade crew is prisoners.
And then most of our people back home are people of war that we just
I
sort of
mean,
just took
everyone
under
back
our
home is
wing.
people war.
Yeah, I
Every
mean,
single one.
That's true. That's right. We facilitated war, but
She kinda, like,
you get my
blinks and
point though.
scratches behind
I
her
think
head and
there's one
says,
dwarf that joined us that wasn't part of that war, who's
Yeah,
not
but
a
he's a
prisoner.
ghost dwarf.
That's
Oh no.
No, there's a live
Yeah.
dwarf.
that's
Oh yeah,
pretty
yeah, that's right. There's a
incredible.
live one too.
She kind of like looks around and she's like, "Well, I mean, if this is the whole shade, if this is the Shade of the Mountains thing, I guess you could just say it's your thing. And frankly, if that's your reputation,
The
then
word kill
it'll convince
appears on the
yeah,
invitation.
your reputation will go a
Tear
long
sense it.
way to convincing the pirates that nothing bad is going to befall them if you have a long history of recruiting people who you fought against."
Is how does Grace tend to harm people who aren't in her way? Like, is she the type to try to take advantage of others if
And
they're
Tyler's
just
like,
there?
"Lonnie, I don't know how to put this to you, but we are pirates. She definitely takes advantage of people by force, but I mean, I see what you mean." She kind of rubs her head and says, "It's hard to gradiate her. Seku was the nicest of us. He would go out of his way to make sure innocent people didn't get hurt, and he only wanted to rob the rich. I
I
was in
look
the
at
middle,
Tento said, I told you.
The
willing to
fuck?
go either way. I'm not sure if I can accurately say that Grace was worse than me, but
If she
didn't
was
care-
left behind on the island, would she? What do you think she would do?
did you? What? Sorry, what was the question?
If she was just left behind on the island, what do you think she would do? There is a village here.
She thinks
So
about it,
it's-
and
she
she
won't
says,
be
Definitely take over the village.
Yeah.
she says, I don't think that Grace wants to stay and take over. I think she'd probably kill monsters, be angry, train until she was even stronger, and then find a way off of the island. And then once she had, recouped enough, the problem is she's relying on the strength of the Grail, but she'd become a lot weaker after being away from it for a while. I think she'd probably want to come after us, but I don't know if she'd be able, especially without her pure melds. But I don't think that she would kill the villagers or anything like that. It wouldn't benefit her at all.
Might make her feel better though.
And Tyler says she doesn't get satisfaction out of cutting down people who are weaker than her. She always wanted to test herself against strong opponents. Not that she wouldn't kill people who put up a fight, but Tyler shrugs.
It just seems like
Okay.
very few people frequent this island, and once the Harpy's Heart and the Grail is gone from here, she won't really have anything to. She can't really go after either of them if there are no ships left.
She says,
I mean, the village have their own ships.
So
If we leave Grace here, she's most likely going to steal
So
one.
here's what Tyla says, and here's what you know. Tyla, in response to this, says, that's true. This island is pretty much unheard of. I don't even know how you found your way here, but we had to study and learn for a long time, and we made sure nobody else found out the way that we found out. Broke apart astrological carved rocks, burned charts, maybe burned a personal library or three. We hunted for this place for a long time. We made sure there was no way to replicate what we did. So I don't know how you found it, but I can tell you that the way we found it, very hard. And no one else will be able to do it again the exact way we did it. And you know that the island has small sailing ships that can't go that far, but that sometimes the village trades with other villages, and Treadfar backtraced the island's existence and the existence of the village using oral histories and sailors' diaries of accounts of having contact with these islanders on other islands. So you've been presented with proof that people from this island take their boats to other islands, but they can't go that far, and they don't do it often. So yeah, it's highly unlikely another ship will come here unless you or, someone associated with the surviving Grail pirates tells them exactly where to go.
I just think that if we leave her here, it's not exactly leaving her to die, but is leaving her without a way to come after us, at least for a very long time.
I think so.
I mean,
and she says,
can you guarantee that no Grail pirate's gonna mutiny against you, Tyler? Because
Tyler says, if we marooning a defeated captain is well within the, shall we call them, pirates' guideline of ethics, particularly on an inhabited island with food.
What the
So she shrugs and
Athens?
says, what you need to understand is that if you look at like that guy out the window and you see a random person who looks like he's in his 20s, who's very buff, that guy is 80 years old. If he goes without the Grail Juicy for more than about 2 days, he's gonna shrivel up and die. I'm the only person who can give it to him. It doesn't matter what he thinks or wants anymore. He needs me. And if Grace is marooned, all the worse for him. And you have to think, even though they've been involved, the vast majority of our sailors aren't our navigators. So even if he's been here, even if a handful of them could come back, by the time we're more than 2 days out, less even, unless one of them manages to get the Grail, and even then, it would be foolish for them to try and use it themselves and count on that to sustain them on their way back out here. No, the short answer is all of the Grail pirates are loyal to me, and as soon as me and Grace are in a significantly different place, every Grail pirate will fall completely in line under me.
What do you
I
think
just
it would
wanna
take for?
say we are leaving the heart on the island.
The Sand Harpy Heart.
Yes.
She rubs her chin and she says, well, strictly
It is a
speaking,
power source.
it is.
Wait, we're
It's not,
leaving
it's,
it? I thought
it's
we were
not
taking it.
impossible. Because I don't think Grace was holding out on us. It's not impossible. But as far as we knew, I mean, Seku was the mastermind behind it. Seku was still alive. I wouldn't put it past him to find some way to manipulate the heart on his own. Grace, he shrugs. She knew the least about spellcraft out of any of us. She had a very potent connection with the Grail, but I don't think she can do anything with the Sand Harpy heart on her own. She just would have been able to combine the heart with the Grail to make the Grail even more powerful. But you make a good point. It's not necessarily something that you want to fall into the wrong hands. Anyway,
Are we not taking the heart? I thought Trifar wanted the heart.
Sorry.
Or did Trifar just want to study it?
Trevor wanted to study it, but I forgot. We learned that we could use the heart to power a magic field for this island to make it safer for the villager.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Zion
Got it.
discovered in his meddling. It's meddling.
yeah, so
Out of curiosity, what do you think it would take for Grace to work under you?
That sounds like it's
kind of
really
lets
risky.
that one sit for a moment, and she says, I don't think she would.
Nothing like a show of dominance or like
I think
anything
you
like
need
that
to
would like make her
understand
back
that
down.
If someone is stronger than Grace, that only motivates her to become stronger than them. She didn't become a pirate captain of such renown and strength because she liked following orders. I mean, I'm not going to call it completely impossible, but right now I struggle to imagine it. But then he looks at all of you. I struggle to imagine everything you've been through, that you have so many people who once were your enemies who are now your allies. Perhaps he looks down at her claw. I've seen the world through different eyes than this shade of the mountain. He looks up and says, I changed my vote. Leave her alive and maroon her on the island. He looks at Keiko, and Keiko says, I can get behind marooning.
Okay.
Well, I think as it
I
stands...
think it.
I'm
I'm
still
fine with
against
marooning
that.
So Zion is voting kill. Your Kabancho and Tento changing their vote?
I'm changing my vote because if Tyler thinks that she's been with her the longest, so if Tyler thinks this will probably be the best for her, sure.
My only request is if we're marooning her here, we talk to the village chief first, because they should have a say in this. They're going to gain a neighbor that could be potentially angry and wrathful.
Fine by me.
Aren't there underwater neighbors as well?
They don't live here. They were just using this place as a hideout, but they
Hmm.
were planning on moving out because of all the
Yeah, the Blood Tide Bandits were here
all
to
the
like get
recent
some
events.
loot.
But plus they have their ways of not being messed with. Speaking of which, I need to go talk to them soon. But yeah, I'm okay with marooning her as long as we get the consent from the village chief.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Tyler looks to Lonnie.
Yes.
She kind of says, all right. Is this how you usually do things in the shade of the mountain? I mean, letting people live.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
half the time we recruit them.
She looks in the middle distance and says, huh. Feels interesting. And with that,
I would say you should try sometime, but it's really hard a lot of times.
I can tell. And she steps out on deck and starts to yell at people. And she's like, well, all right, vote concluded. If they'll take her, we'll maroon her. And, shouts
One
at her
last thing.
people. Yep.
Sorry, before she steps out, one last thing. We fully plan on looting Grace's ship. But we don't want to leave you with no supplies after taking so much damage.
And
How do you want to split that?
and she says, I mean, they'll be grateful to have their lives, but she Claw rubs her chin and says,
I'm not taking all the supplies. Just keep in mind. I'm assuming you're gonna want both ships. Being the new captain,
she says,
the new sole captain, I should say.
let's split their treasure hold 50-50. I'll use my half to, keep people not too upset about the situation by paying them off. You use your half however you feel.
I'll
So
look
she's-
around to the others.
So she's proposing that she take 5K and you guys take 5K.
I'll look around and say I think that's fair.
Out of character, but what about the ruby skull?
I mean, if you show her that, she's like, sure, take it.
You know, the most important part of the loot.
The paperweight.
We did lose one ship. I'd rather have the ship than the gold.
Kyla rubs her chin and she says, do you want Grace's ship or mine?
Also, do you guys have enough space on one ship for both crews?
It's actually
Well,
I
three
assume
crews.
not.
In theory, it's 3 crews. In practice, we've
Yeah.
taken a lot of losses and been decimated.
Well,
If
yeah,
I'm
I
down
would
to
say
ju-
about
if
a
I'm
third
down
of the people.
if I'm down to just one ship, we're gonna be a little overstuffed on mine. But if we move to Grace's, then there'd be more than enough room, and then you could have my ship, or she ponders. I'm open to other arrangements, but with all of these Grail pirates, I probably need either more than one ship or Grace's ship.
I look at Keiko and say, you are the captain of this voyage on our side. How are you faring in terms of
She looks out at
gathering
Grace's
an armada at this point?
She looks out at Grace's ship with like a glint in her eye, and she says, "I can think of a fair trade or 3." And she looks to everyone and says, well, she looks at Zion first, who proposed it, and says, Zion, was there a particular ship you were interested in?
No, any would do fine.
She says, I propose that we swap the fair trade for Grace the Golden ship.
Quick question. The cannon, I don't remember which ship the cannon was installed on, but are any of those like movable?
All the
Sabers?
cannons and ballista are quote unquote movable.
The one that Zion made.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
gun that Zion saw. Yeah, Zion could detach that and move it somewhere else with enough time.
Okay, cool. Just
And-
making sure we don't lose that.
And Grace's ship has a lot of guns aboard. A lot of its powder got destroyed, but not all of it. So you guys could take the... So basically, she's proposing that you guys stay at 3 ships. But like... Sorry. She's proposing you go down to 2 ships. The Silkinger and Grace the Golden's really big ship. That's what she's proposing.
Well, technically, we do have one smaller ship, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean she would also keep Captain Gentuli's Slycut.
Yeah.
Which one was the one that was sunk?
The
That was Seiku's.
that was the Fair
I
Trade
thought Seiko
2.0.
took. Yeah.
Yeah, Seiku's was the fair trade too.
That was like, in terms of the list that we got, 2 ship upgrades from the COG, which was the Fair Trade. Sorry, I don't remember the list. I know that's not a great frame of reference.
Oh, good. But I mean, yeah, like Grace's ship is even better. It's like the best ship that you guys have seen, other than the Elf Blade.
Yeah, I think that is it.
All right, so
I think that'd be a fair trade.
and Keiko smiles and says, "And that's what I'm all about." And
That fair trade. I get it.
So just to
I
confirm,
get it.
loot's still 50-50, but we swap ships.
that's what she's proposing. Yes.
All right, that was the only thing. That was the last thing I wanted to discuss before everyone starts moving around. We'll keep Grace on our ship and keep her prisoner. You guys have any special manacles, binds, ropes?
Sure, we can
strong
keep her in
prisoners?
the brig. She's unconscious for 8 more hours, so
She's
no one knows
paralyzed for
whether
8
or
more
not
hours.
she's survived.
You can
But-
knock her out too if you like. Like if you want to specify.
But our ships don't have brigs, and
That's
I'd rather
fine.
keep her.
I'll keep her under
As far
lock
as
and
me.
key. My crew is absolutely loyal, and I can busy the rest of the other crews, making repairs and getting the cogs gear moved over. So,
Okay.
yep, that's more or less the situation. It's worth noting, Grace's ship is like on death's door. It was spared just before it was going to be destroyed, but it is a better ship by all other measures. And once repaired, you know what I mean, is like a real motherfucker.
I personally vote we take the rest of the day to rest and repair the ship and figure out what we do about the heart and also talk to the villagers.
Yeah, Zion's gonna get started on repairs
Says, "All right, are we
on
gonna keep?
MK first.
Are we gonna keep? Are we gonna keep Grace subdued somehow, with like more poison?
I mean,
How broad are her shoulders?
Leah, would I know how long my venom would last exposed to oxygen? Or would it deteriorate too fast to be potent enough to keep its paralytic abilities?
There are ways. If you give me a poisoner's or alchemist's kit to preserve it, there are ways to.
I'm gonna assume that we can't just like tie her up and gag her.
I don't think that'd be sufficient.
Tyler's
We could. We
thinking-
definitely will.
Tyler's thinking it's going to be advantageous to make it look like she could have died to the poison, and like her fate is still uncertain, because no one's going to try anything risky if she might be dead. So yeah, you could like bite into a vial and give me an alchemist or poisoner's kit proficiency check.
Would a herbalism kit work or no?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I will assist.
Are we gonna do it like how they do with snakes? How they like let them to bite the fangs into like a little mesh into a cup? Or do you just like spit that thing out?
That's Lonnie's guidance. This is how we conduct Venom's poison back in the forest. It can be used for medicine.
Yeah,
Oops.
you gather it up. You provide it. Ground Tyler gives her trusted crew
22.
the task of administering it.
So yeah, I gave her because each dose is like 8 hours.
Hmm.
I give her, I guess 24 hours worth, 3 doses.
All right.
And then I'll keep visiting at least once a day, depending on how long this next part takes.
All right. So,
She does need to eat and drink, or else she'll die otherwise.
Yeah. Every 8 hours,
they
it'll wear
arrange to
off.
ensure
She
that
will
she has
get
some good
chance,
berries.
and then get injected.
That seems like torture.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're aware of this.
I mean, the traditional way is actually no. We're not going to talk. That's too gruesome. Anyways,
We maybe well, I guess we'll see with the village if they have something they can arrange.
well, as long as we are still on this island in some shape or form, she needs to be subdued more than just rope. At least that's my take.
Mhm.
But I think we leave the grub pirates at the peninsula because I don't think the villagers would appreciate having this many ships and people that they've been scared of this whole time coming to their home.
Maybe we bring Tyler or a representative to let the village know that everything's been settled and they don't have to worry. They only have to worry about the harpy now.
It's
Sounds
fine
good
with
to
me. Oh, also, I want to check out Siku's body and see what he had.
Find one holy symbol, one herbalist's kit, one alchemist's kit, one notebook full of strange writing, one holy book.
Does anyone particularly want his stuff?
Can Lonnie try to identify like the book or the symbol?
Yeah. So the holy symbol is actually appears to be a bedazzled symbol used in some cultures for the school of restoration, which is sort of like the life side of necromancy. So it evokes healing magic. It's used in various contexts, not usually a deity on its own. Holy book. Roll me a religion to see if you just recognize it. You don't recognize it off top, but looking it over, written in Kehoe, you kind of go through it, and it talks a lot about life and death and what magic can do to life and death. And it begins with very simple principles you're familiar with and that you would have learned under the Glyake and that you learned just by, observing how it works. And it gets a little more complicated. It talks about healing diseases. And as you flip over it and over it, it gets a little more detailed. It talks about what kind of cut of diamond you need to revive someone and why it's consumed. It talks about the process at length, about the different types of resurrection that are possible. And after that, it becomes incredibly esoteric. Roll me a Arcana check or a religion check to understand the stuff towards the end of the book. Yeah, so you don't know, you've never seen these, so and like a lot of it, it's like a theological text. It's talking about it like the divinity of the domain of life. And its sanctity and like the appeasement of the spirits and the life that is in spirit and soul, And it's clearly written from a religious perspective, but it is a functional book. A book intended to educate people. Although it is clearly coming from a very ideological standpoint. As you might have noticed, a lot of places have certain feelings about resurrection magic. This book is deeply ideologically opposed to any sort of a ban on resurrection magic. In fact, it seems to be, as it's teaching you, arguing that there's no difference between healing someone who is sick or wounded and reviving the dead. It talks about the nature of spirit and soul, and says that as long as they haven't been split, and even if they have been, they can be put back together. You're really just keeping something alive. It talks about how you can be pronounced dead and then, strictly speaking, brought back via something like CPR, or like a jolt of a lightning. And yeah, it sort of veers heavily into the far sky. And it talks about seeing what cannot be seen and the flatness at the edge of existence. And it contains quotes that the more you get into them, the more you realize these are interview questions asked to angels, which the angels seem to have actually answered. That's incredible. Angels do not give answers about the far sky or the nature of life and death. They just kind of, say, this is beyond what you can know. It's for your own good. And then, it doesn't matter if you try to destroy them, they won't talk. There's no way to magically make them talk either, or to read their minds and learn it. But it seems that angelic entities have spoken with the author or authors of this work. This book contains incredible knowledge, Lonnie. You don't have time to absorb it all right now, but this stuff is incredibly high-level restoration magic, incredibly high-level necromancy, incredibly high-level resurrection. This book is illegal. You don't even need to think about it for 2 seconds. Illegal to have in the
we're
Albarian
talking
Empire.
about how about we don't ban resurrection magic?
This shit is 100% illegal. Priests and paladins and shit go looking for books like this to lock them in forbidden libraries and not let you have them.
Lonnie will happily take the book if Cavancho is offering. And
you do note, one of the pages towards the back looks like it's been ripped out.
Of course it
he
has.
said he also had memos and stuff.
Yeah, when you go through the notebook, you immediately see a slightly larger page that looks like it's from the book.
Yeah, Lonnie would like to collect the notes in the book if no one else is opposed. But Lonnie's thinking about, quote unquote, burying him with his holy symbol, aka eat him into the sea with his holy symbol. Because that thing isn't it's not magical, any more magical than mine.
Isn't yours pretty magical?
It is not an artifact that's going to fucking bring him back to life or something, right?
No, it looks like a normal holy symbol. It's not going to revive him.
Okay.
I was like, can yours do that?
I will say...
Huh?
No,
Like,
I'm
there's
just wondering if he
I will
had
say
something fucking wild.
You have probably never encountered a cleric who knew more or could do more resurrection magic, but with him dead, you don't see how he would... As far as he looks pretty fucking dead. If you don't send his soul, then there is a degree of risk that
that was the next step I was gonna do.
haunt or become an undead.
Was that it? The holy symbol, the notes in the book? Was there anything else?
I mean, he had... Let me see if he had a melee weapon on something, but he didn't have a lot of valuable stuff or anything. No.
But yeah. Anyone
But yeah.
opposed to me taking this shit?
I don't mind you taking the
Is it-
notebook. I would like to
Is
read
it
it
shiny?
at some point. But do you also want everything else, like the holy book as well? Also, what is the holy book?
It doesn't have a title. It just goes right into what it is. It doesn't list an author. It doesn't give a name. It just goes right into teaching you about healing magic from like a religious perspective.
It.
So
I
just to
mean, I
confirm, the
haven't
notebook
had
and the holy
time
book
to.
are two separate things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The notebook is like various things, including one torn page from the holy book. The holy book is its whole own thing. It looks like the notes were Tyler would confirm, like, that's everything he wrote down. You keep a lot in his head, so I'm not saying everything's there, but he shrugs.
And the holy book is the legal book, and the notes is just his notes from
Yeah.
the holy book? Okay.
You're not sure where the notes are from or what he was writing about. You'd have to study them for a while.
Yeah. That's what Lonnie
But
wanted
yeah,
to
I would
do.
like to read the book, but I don't need to keep it. Do you want the other things, the herbalist kit or alchemist kit?
I believe I still have my herbalist kit, so I'm fine. Well, actually, right? I have an herbalist kit. Either way, if I need one, I'll just get one later. If I don't already have one. But yeah.
I can just steal one later.
Okay, yeah, I have an herbalist kit. But yeah, I want the book and the notes, and then I was just gonna yeet the holy symbol with his body into the ocean, and part of my day was gonna be spent doing a sending ritual.
The torn page contains a diagram titled The Supreme Octuple Sustaining the Passage of Self-Divine Essence, which loops the Eternal Blossom Chain. Looking at it, it almost hurts your eyes with how complicated it is.
Let's see, add one illegal book to my inventory. Oh, speaking of, oh wait, no, you already gave me my bag of holding back.
So I'm gonna take the other toolkits then.
Can you spell Seiko's name again?
Yeah. Got a little accent on it, so I'm gonna pop it in. Sekou, but it's got the accent on it.
Highly illegal book.
Tyler does look at you taking the book and say, "A word of warning. I don't know where Sekou got the book from. But one night when we were drinking, he told me the last owner was a monk who went crazy. Not like coincidentally, if you know what I mean.
Do you think Seiko was heading down that road too?
She shook her head left and right. He ripped out one of the pages and had a lot of extra notes around it. He said he thinks the monk advanced his mind too swiftly and too uncautiously into the revelation. He talked about this revelation like it was a god or something, or seeing something divine. I'm not sure. She shrugs. I tried reading it once and it was all gobbledygook to me.
Gobbledygook.
She shrugs.
I just figured I had the best sense of figuring out
You do.
any of this. So.
That's just why I felt I would let you know. That monk seemed like I gather that monk knew a lot too.
Lonnie nods. It's like, I'll do my best to be careful.
He looks down at her claw hand and says, "I know what it means to look too deeply with the oracle's eye." Yeah. So you wanna?
Not ominous at all.
Indeed. So there are some harpies that come by, but like, you guys have enough firepower and soldiers. They just run them off with shots. Do you want to do anything before you like parlay with the town leaders?
Just the sending ritual, I guess.
All right. Give me a religion.
It's been so long since I've used it this many times.
All right. Give me a wisdom check.
This is how you do checks. Okay.
So where are you doing this? Are you doing this in the boat? Are you doing this alone? The grave?
I was thinking of doing this on the boat because I was kind of imagining just like tossing all the bodies into the water because
Yeah.
it's not really like we can bury them
Yeah,
too
so
easily.
you toss them, waited, and they, so like people are helping you throw the bodies in the water. Are any other party members participating?
Kibancho would be nearby. Kibancho's also interested in the book, so he would have stuck around for at least that part. And it was not going to shy away from manual labor when seeing a teammate working.
Okay.
I am not there.
As you...
Lazy
Zion is
bum.
not there.
Alright,
You busy bum.
So Kabancho is busy nearby but not helping. Okay.
Suck a dick.
No, Kibancho is up.
Okay. So, like, as you, like, send, and, like, the bodies are, like, ready to be tossed. And as you're about to do it, there's, like, a hard wind that whistles around. And you hear a whisper in your ear, Lonnie. And you turn, and you can see what looks like Seku's face. And he says, he looks right in your eyes and says, "The heart holds the secret to the eternal blossom pain."
The heart holds the secret.
I don't think Lonnie has like a pen out and just writing on a piece of paper.
Blossom chain. Time to ask Trudgefar about this shit.
And with
think
just
Trevor
like
already
that,
knows.
he's gone. No one else. Actually, Kabancho. Roll me a charisma save.
Charisma save
I wanted to save.
to see if I go crazy seeing this usage.
You're about to get possessed again.
You see Lonnie like look
Who
over
says
her
he isn't
shoulder,
already?
but you don't see a face. You don't hear a voice. You just hear a sharp wind all of a sudden. And assuming that Lonnie doesn't tell you not to or anything, you toss that corpse in the water.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, burial done. You guys go hit town and talk to them about the situation.
Also, yep. Zion, are you I think you're just gonna stay on the ship.
I'm fixing.
Yeah, give
MK.
me an artisan's tool to like noodle with MK and get it repaired.
Yeah, but on the ship or back at the village?
On the ship.
I help Zion with that.
Yeah, you have an advantage with the artisan tools.
Zion, you gotta make sure that script goes in there.
You're
Holy
That nail
shit.
kidding
goes in
me.
there.
You're
Wow.
kidding.
You,
See, this is what happens when you listen to Tenta, when it's about sticking screws in some places that he doesn't understand.
Note to self: never listen to Kento again.
I'm gonna give myself Flash of Genius. Just put in earplugs.
That's a flash of genius.
what's the mod for Flash of Genius?
+4.
All right.
You just hear people see Tento yapping about. Tento doesn't even know the earplugs that Zion
MK
has.
up and working again, but you think that you're going to require a lot of rare metal plating to get it back to full health. MK is up at 10 HP. Meanwhile, on the shore, Berzo comes out and says, "Yes, I am the mayor of this fine town." And, you guys approach. "I see you have new friends," he says, slightly nervously.
Yes, and we've made a deal to get rid of the major problem that has been haunting your village for a while.
You mean the pirates?
Yes,
The harpies?
we're working on that one.
Oh, wonderful.
But we made a truce with the pirates, at least what's left of them.
I see.
And
When you put it like that, you just sound like we killed everyone.
but Grace, their leader, is alive and kept prisoner. And we are thinking of marooning her on these islands
You
for
think
her
so?
to repent and live her days. But this also means you now have this ex-pirate that could cause you problems. We wanted to get your take on it before moving forward with that plan.
She rubs her chin, and she says, I have to call upon the priestess. Priestess Valoroso Porter is summoned. And she says that she's like told about the plan. And she says to maroon her on this island with the blessing of the spirit. Place her upon the westernmost islet, just west of that westernmost dwarvish ruin. Whatever she can do from there, she will have earned her place and her chance on our island. Do this, and the Great Spirit will be appeased and accept her. Urso looks at Valoroso and then you and says, sounds good to me.
All right, then.
As a reminder, you do see, Suko Steward is like really packed up and fletching some extra arrows. You convinced her to wait one more day before mounting her attack on the harpies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they you have the blessings of the priestess and the mayor to maroon her on the westernmost islet.
And
Guess maybe
no,
we should have asked Tyler if Grace is also the type to make deals with the devils and demons. That might have been a good thing to ask.
Yeah, it'd be
you
fine.
can still ask that, but yeah. So with the pirate problem more or less handled, we will be looking to handle the harpy problem. We'll be taking advantage of your hospitality for a little bit longer, if you do not mind.
Of course, you've worked wonders already. You are more than welcome in our village anytime. And Kyrak says, that means we have more time to drink. Yay.
Yay.
Tenta, you turned him into a drunk.
Kyrak loves
I didn't-
getting people in for a story, wetting their whistle. So, you also know that the zoo crew is here, and Zoo is kind of like chatting up some villagers who've talked to her the last few times she's been here.
I give the village priestess a heads up saying I would keep an eye on the zoo group, but they were very helpful in our battle today.
She rubs her chin and says, then we will see where the wind lands. All will be judged worthy or no by the great spirit of the island. Thanks you for your heads up.
Yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to discuss. We got the okay, move forward the plan. Now we need to sit and discuss how we're going to handle the harpy. So,
What is our timetable for the harpies, by the way? Like, how long before they, like, accomplish what they want to accomplish.
So Treadfar,
Or, yeah,
well,
do
don't
what they
know.
want to do.
I'm assuming that you have this conversation slightly later after you've helped Zion with MK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a conversation I would be with everyone, whether that's at Zion's workshop or temporary workshop or not.
Okay, yeah. So would you guys go? You guys like go back to the ships?
Yep.
All right.
Assuming that Zion's not gonna budge.
So Tyla says, Tyla is there. So too is Treadfar, really importantly. And Treadfar says, I confess, I thought that we were very short on time, but it seems as if though... I mean, again, I still don't understand. They have the Sand Harpy heart, but she's not using the ritual to become a Sand Harpy herself. It's almost as if though... Interrupts her chin and Tyla says, like she's waiting for something. Yes. It seems that she's antagonized us, but she hasn't used her full forces against us. There was that interaction between the Grail and the heart. You think she wants it for her own reasons? That's not impossible, but...
Lonnie's gonna bring out Seiko's notes.
Mm-hmm.
She waiting for something?
Well, Seiko's the one that believes the heart could and the grail could do something together.
Treadfar says, ooh, may I have a look?
Yeah, Lonnie's showing him, like, especially the page with the ripped out of the book and all his notes around that. Lonnie doesn't quite pull out the book yet.
Alright, they take a look and consider and say, interesting.
Well, if that was the case, though, how would the Harpy know that the Grail was gonna be here in the first place?
Treadfar rubs his chin and says, perhaps get access to some oracular force, but that would be a very high quality divination.
Yeah, because this island is so out of the way, and I look at Tyler, you said yourself, the way you guys got here was more or less like borderline impossible.
Tyler
Right?
says, it looked like she was getting ready for a ritual when we arrived. Maybe she changed her plan after she saw that we were here. And she saw the... She shrugs. Maybe it's about the goblet, maybe it's about something else. He looks at Treadfar, and Treadfar looks at the party and says, the Sand Harpy heart is a very interesting item. There are those who believe that its proximity to immortality constitutes proximity to the divine. Maybe she was waiting for Seku to be vulnerable, to use him as a clerical sacrifice of some sort. Or Treadfar's eyes kind of linger over the crew. Maybe she's waiting for you to get nearby for some reason.
Waiting for us to get nearby?
Treadfar nods.
Is it possible that the demon showing up and being present on this island threw a wrench in their plan?
It's absolutely possible. He had subverted the local area in many ways, and I don't think she was aligned with him at all. Although the energy from his corruption might have played part in her plan. Of course, with the destruction of the temple, that's changed a bit.
I think either way, our best bet is to attack tonight.
Yes. There's also the fact that, well, whatever her interest in these other variables are, I think it's been holding her off. If you have anything that she needs, if she gets the sense that you're leaving, she might launch an all-out attack.
We could trap her like that. Make her rush to like try to do an all-out attack. Cause she could get sloppy from that.
Treadfar says, perhaps. But in the open air, you can feel the pretty much
Ships are not
infinite
ready.
number of harpies. In the tight confines of the tower, there's only so much space in a given hallway, and I have to imagine that vast portions of it are functionally not flyable. Of course, it's
I
their
see your
base.
point.
I'm sure it's designed to suit their tastes, but it really looks like a spine.
A what?
A spine. And you look at it, and like it looks like a big bone, these spine sticking up out of the rock. Come to think of it.
I was like, was that ever brought up? That looks like a
Yeah,
spine?
like way back in like the first time you saw it, like many real
Okay.
months ago.
I was like, I was like, where the fuck did you get that from? You skate that far?
We do have a harpy that we could ask for more information.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you want to talk to
What's her name
the
again?
lover of the herbalist?
Yes. I think it'd be important to talk to her.
Alright, see you guys. I'm gonna continue working on the ship.
All right.
Have fun.
You have a little chat with Kriya, and she explains to you that in recent days she has called upon all of them to cling close, and they're all to be ready for a grand arrival. Although she hasn't explained of what, but she says that the years of preparation have reached fruition. She says that there's strange carvings and strange signs and glowings and burblings all over the tower. That marrow is beginning to flow through the bones. That there's a
Lonnie
scent of
would.
blood.
I guess Lonnie will pull out the notes and see if she finds any of these symbols familiar in the book.
Yeah. You go to the relevant section. There is a section about revival. In fact, a section that explicitly mentions the San Harpy Heart. That indicates that some things, some powerful, ancient, spiritual things, never truly leave their bone. It goes on to describe, from a theoretical perspective, how, with a sufficient source of what amounts to life energy, such as something related to immortality, which is a functionally infinite amount, in a certain way, you could even revive it with only bone. In particular, spinal fluid and remnant of it, and the spine, could be all you needed for a sufficiently ancient and powerful entity.
I'm sorry, does Lonnie share this with the group?
Wait, I thought the harpy was talking about.
No, you found that in your notes.
I was showing her the notes. Yeah, I would share that.
This is sort of like raise his eyebrow. Is that what? So that thing that looks like spine is actually spine. Do you guys look at the priestess and the mayor of the island? Know what it belonged to?
Well, the ancient legends, the priestess Valroso comes in and says, of course we know what it belongs to. In the ancient legends, it was a creature that attacked the island and was destroyed by the Great Spirit. Although the Great Spirit expended so much of its energy, it had to rest. And that resting era is when the Obsidian Dwarves came and overpowered it. It obliterated one of the creatures that comes up out of the sea. You know, the things that you don't have wherever you come from because you have, I believe, a network of ghosts or something to deal with it.
What is she talking about?
Soronetto.
Ah,
But in terms of what comes out of the water, I don't know about that one.
you know that we're supposedly without the Sornetto, based on like ancient carvings you've seen of like the old vampire realms and shit. Huge kaiju came out of the water like Godzilla time and just crushed civilizations. And that's why if you couldn't figure out something like the Sornetto, you were stuck living in caves and living in fear and not really getting much done.
Oh. Do you guys... What if she accomplished from reviving it, though?
Maybe trying to tame it.
And Kriya says the Harpy Windcaller, the Wind Guide is the utmost manipulator of the woad and nature, tapped into the raw magics of the world. Not only that, but Skraya has been practicing her magics of enchantment and domination naturally using her voice and soul. She keeps channeling her screams into the heart. I didn't know why, but hearing what you're saying, maybe if she revives it with her own shout, it would respond to her call? Rosa says this is madness. The creatures of the deep can't be controlled. They can only be driven back by machinery or the Sornetto or perhaps with the great effort of a powerful spirit. There's no way. Even a Sand Harpy couldn't do that. Raya shrugs.
What about a
May
Sand
not be able
Harpy
to, doesn't stop them
Grail?
from trying.
Wait, what about a Sand Harpy heart with the Grail, though?
And Rhea says, I know that we've been supposed to hunt for and find that Grail, but I don't think she knew it existed before, she points, they arrived. And as we ponder that, we hit 11:01. Thank you for coming, everyone. I will put links. The bot has died again. Well, you can find us in the About section, our Discord and such. I'm going to do a little feedback phase where we talk about the session with our players briefly, and then raid. Casey, hit me with it.
The new lore drops are pretty cool. I enjoy hearing about the stuff the stuff in the book as well, like not just like the like I guess like the recent lore. And yeah, I don't know, just like yeah, just I guess like pretty solid session overall. I'm glad like I don't know if you're like if this was like an intended theme for the Grail, but it was like a cool like you were able to like I guess like find a quick response like yeah her ship's like 300 feet away by the way. But yeah, kind of excited with the new twists and turns of this, and I'm excited to go see what's in this book and see if Lonnie goes crazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Lonnie's already crazy.
But also maybe Lonnie will level up after reading the book, right?
Oh god.
Yeah, Lonnie
With
specifically.
horror stories of how powerful spells get after a certain level. We'll see. End of the arc, you know. And with that, Karen.
Hi! Man, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun little combat at the beginning. Like Casey said, lots of fun lore drops, more intrigue, trying to see how everything connects together. It was fun trying to decipher what the fuck happened to Tento because I wasn't here last time. That was interesting. Next time, I'm just gonna let Kai control my character.
Yeah, you should definitely specify next time. This is
Yeah,
gonna
I
default to
should.
me.
Yeah. I'll let Kai do the rolls and Shin can move Tento around.
You're gonna Pacific Rim Tento? Shin and Kai in the cockpit?
Casey can do the RP.
Oh, yeah!
The
Casey,
Triforce.
I
Bio
like-
powers
I like
combined.
Tento, and I wooed like 17 mermaids in the past week.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's what I'm saying. That's-
shiny.
Yeah, you,
Could be
you got it.
cursed.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. See, you got it. You
Ace
got
is
the basics
natural. You
down.
got this.
Yeah. You're doing a great job. That's
You're
how
a
Tento
natural.
acts. Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea, you know. Shin moves around, Tento, Kai do those rolls, and Casey RPs. I like it. We'll do that next time.
Amazing. So, what's
But after that, that's it.
right?
Can't wait for next week. Can't wait to level up. Even though I don't think I get anything when I level up.
I'm glad that you rolled with our ideas. I'm glad that the our plan came to fruition this time around. And I'm glad I was able to pull off the paralysis combo because I don't think I've done that the past like 3 arcs. It's been a hot second.
Indeed.
I'm excited to see what I'm thinking is like the main battle, the main conflict of this arc, which is the Harpy Tower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how that's gonna go down, to see if Novin the Novice is even still alive, or if he's single-handedly taking down the
Oh
The
shit,
tower.
that's right. We don't have everyone yet. I forgot.
Novin the Novice is the last person that we have not retrieved.
Well, the ninjas at
gotten everyone.
large and
Oh, sorry. The people that can take care of themselves are
Yeah.
still somewhere. The Paladin, the Ninja, and I think we have a Ritter somewhere.
no, he's you found him.
He's back? Okay.
Yeah, so you had him in the battle. So it's just those two. Those three: the ninja, Novin, and the Paladin of Vengeance.
But yeah, Novin the Novice is we know at the tower, potentially single-handedly overthrowing it and maybe gets promoted out of Novin the Novice.
Yeah, we'll see.
What's after a novice?
Yeah, he'll always be a novice in my eyes, but you know, it's okay. And yeah, I'm excited to see what else we find out about this island because there still feels like there's like a big secret that we don't know about, and it feels like we're about to touch it. And I'm excited to find out what that is.
All right, yeah. And
Things I look forward to seeing. I hope that we have time to regroup, prepare before attacking, but based on one NPC's actions, we may not. Or we let this one NPC do a suicide mission.
yeah. Kai.
Yeah, I agree that it was an enjoyable session. I liked how the fight went, sort of.
Mhm.
And I like that we got a new ship out of it. I look forward to beating this harpy and getting the heart and seeing where things go from there.
Yeah. Right. Let's hold it there then, as I open this up and take us out. And is the person who I think is live? Yes. Okay, we're going to raid Millie Saito. I will see you all on the flip. Bye. Hitting raid now.
Bye, stream.
Raid now.